Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Show number 520.
You are a beautiful woman.
I don't know. Butler is the
Butler
hottest
is
chick.
goddamn, hot.
Say it slower.
We're talking about the Snapchat male-female
The male-female Snapchat filter. Butler is, I would fuck you so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Samantha looked like the Bob from Fight Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Robert
Crew cut,
Paulson.
big tits.
Yeah. And you didn't look too bad.
You're cute.
I looked a little bit like, there's a girl from one of my favorite jewelry TV shows called Girlfriend Fridays.
Okay.
I believe her name, not Misty, she's the other one. Hold on, I'm going to have to look up Girlfriend Fridays jewelry TV.
Ridiculous.
JTV. All right, here we go. Girlfriend Fridays, JTV. Pulling it up here. Okay, Misty. No, wait, I said Misty. Nikki. I look like, see? I look a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I look a little bit like Nikki,
You
which
do.
is great because she's a sassy Southern belle with a taste for only Bella Luce jewelry.
Looks like she has,
And I love-
she has a taste for pie, too.
She
Oh,
might.
my
She
God.
might.
There it is.
All right out of the
Oh,
gate.
yeah.
The Orlando's most controversial news guy.
yeah.
No narcs
know-
News
allowed.
guy.
It looks
Yeah.
like she would bake
Yeah.
a nice, but she looks like she's here's
Yeah,
some
yeah.
pie.
Looks like she'd bake a real gay pie.
Oh, yeah. First off, I didn't bring up the gate.
Big fat gay pie.
We have our racist,
Oh, come on.
homophobic,
No, don't put that out there.
sexist.
Bullshit.
We get the like Daniel's afraid of having you in because you was
No,
controversial.
I'm not afraid. I just put him on rotation because you gotta let
You gotta spice it
you
in.
gotta let the the homophobic rants float out of the studio. a little
Everyone that
bit.
knows, I kind of wanted to address that today, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, we did too. We
come
thought it'd
on.
be fun to kick it around and actually talk about it because
Because you know that's bullcrap.
Well,
you know
no,
I'm the nicest person in the world. That
I
accepts
absolutely-
everybody, and no matter what color, race, sex, anything, I hate you all equally.
I absolutely
Oh, like my
100.
No,
my
we all suck.
stepdad's bumper sticker.
I 100%,
not true, by the
1,000%, even though that's dramatic, I agree.
Yeah.
I do not think in any way, shape, or form, in any way, you are a homophobe. I do not
No,
believe
not
that.
I try.
I will make out with a gay guy right now.
All right.
I try to tell people
Well,
when they're like, they talk.
Put a wig on,
like,
Butler.
Seth is insensitive to gay people, and I'm like, he is literally the gayest straight friend I have, but that doesn't help.
No, it does, I mean, it doesn't make it doesn't help, I guess, like that. But it's just it's just jokes. I mean, come on, people. Lighten up. Joke about me all day. My
We're
titties,
not-
my
We're not in
Italianness.
that happens with a lot of comedians. We are not in a time
Well, tough shit.
when it's considered okay to joke about things.
No jokes.
No jokes.
This is a no joke
This is a
zone.
no joke
No
zone.
joke zone.
Only
So
straightforward.
what news stories did you bring us that have absolutely no
Oh,
humorous angles?
Oh shit! The first two
Not
are
allowed.
one's definitely
Local big
racist.
fat gay guy.
It's funny. The very first opening line is "Good news for you, fat lazy bastards."
Yeah.
Well, before we get into news,
Yeah,
because
because Seth is going to drop in and do news. Then you're
No.
actually going on a trip. Right?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Leaving on a plane. Going to Chicago for Bellator.
Man, I love Chicago. One of the coolest cities I've ever been to. I love
Been
that
to it
city.
a couple times and I loved it. Yeah,
I think
great.
it's amazing, although it gets a bad rap. But I don't have to live there, so I don't really know much about it.
I
you know
never,
what mean?
I didn't explore too much to see the bad sides of it.
Oh, there's bad sides everywhere,
Yeah,
but
oh, yeah, of
Chicago,
course.
you know, a lot of people dying.
Yeah, they have a real bad side of town, but the good side were great.
Yeah.
Now you're going out there to commentate.
No, I'm actually going as a manager.
Yeah, he's going in the corner, corner man.
No, not corner.
Oh, I thought you were going in the corner.
So Jack Gallagher, the WWE wrestler,
Yeah.
he's potentially looks like it. We're going to negotiate his contract to fight professionally at Bellator.
I did not know that he actually dabbled in, not to say that the wrestlers are athletes. I think I've made that clear, but I didn't know that he did actual.
He's had over 2 MMA fights, I believe.
That
Two-
dude's
two or
kind of
four, I think.
I met him one time at locally.
Yeah.
And
Hey, he trains at our gym. At the
yeah,
Jungle.
he is jacked.
Oh yeah,
That
he's
dude's
strong.
legitimately
Every-
mega athlete.
Every pro class we have, he's there sparring with us, training hard, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, throwing down, cage work, everything.
Where's
now
he from?
Felicia has her
Originally-
fight tomorrow too, right?
No, not tomorrow.
No.
So this weekend I'm in Chicago. The following weekend, that's when I'm cornering her in New York and Rochester. For
There's a
U-
lot of
UFC.
For
cool
some reason, I
MMA.
thought it was tomorrow.
A lot of
Yeah,
cool
no.
MMA stuff. If you're following along, you know, you've got Bellator this weekend, then the next weekend would be UFC.
Yeah, in New York. Yeah. So hopefully we can work out this contract and get him going.
So you're negotiating the contract for your particular fighter that you're managing against the Bellator organization.
Yes. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not talking shit or anything. But if I was the Bellator attorneys that was negotiating with it,
And they saw me while you see
my motto would be "Have no fear, cauliflower ear."
Wait a minute, it's the no
Cha-ching.
joke zone.
No,
Hey,
Then a register sound, then tons of money.
I negotiated my Kimbo deal on the fly, man. I didn't have a manager for that. They came in back and said, "Hey, we're going to offer you this." I said, "Okay." No, I'm joking.
He did
No,
excellent negotiating.
I held out, and I got another big chunk of bonus for me holding out and saying, "Well,
Big chunk of boners.
big chunk." Of bonus. I got that after I won the
And a
fight. yeah.
big chunk of boners. That's a whole lot of boners you out there, boy.
So
No, I
what?
negotiated all my UFC fights. I had a manager for like 1 or 2, and I did the rest. So
Isn't there like a huge strike right now with or there's something going on with the writers in Hollywood? Like they're mad at their agents because like they get a percentage of everything, and for the most part, the actual writers themselves are like getting all the gigs. Like people nowadays, it's so easy to contact anybody that like if someone's looking for a writer, like just go on their Facebook or go on social media.
DM 'em.
Yeah. And then so now, but they're still like obligated. They sign these contracts with all their agents.
Yeah.
So they're like, so someone goes to them, they're like, "Hey, would you want to write in this show?" And you're like, "Yes, I do." And then your agent gets 10% of it.
And then you have to say, "Well, go talk to my agent because I'm signed with him." But really, you can just do the negotiation. Really over email. Like I had another email account pretending I was. I don't know. I made up a name and I just acted like I was.
Oh
my God.
Catfishing?
You're like,
I was
what?
catfishing my.
What will you give me? I mean, Seth. God damn it.
You see a line through? I don't even erase it.
I
I just
think you-
line through it.
I think you will find that I am the best candidate, meaning him,
But I mean, that's
not me.
That's it in my best interest. Seth's best interest.
the now I'm not sure because remember back in the like radio days they used to tell us they're like don't get agents, they'll just take percentage of your money.
Well,
no,
they didn't.
No
they,
point.
they didn't want that. The one time that we did get an agent, everything actually, like, and this particular gentleman that helped us get the agent took a lot of shit about it. It wasn't the agent's fault that everything fell apart. We didn't necessarily need the agent, but we did get the correct amount of money.
Yeah, was it? Do you think it was because of the agent?
I think it was a little bit. Look, I loved it. Look, I disliked that person more than anybody, but I also want to be fair with my critique.
Well, if you're a
And-
professional negotiator, you're
Yeah.
probably going to get the
we
best.
got a lot of money. It was just the way that we got a lot of money was because we made it easy for the agent because everybody was unified. Once we'd acquired the money, then everybody started splintering, and then it was all fucked up. But he did his job.
So what do you think it is? you think it's best to go? I mean, like to
I
go
tell-
in with an agent?
I
or-
tell all my fighters now they don't need anybody. They can do it themselves. Like the gym does it. We don't take a percentage of all our fighters of what we negotiate for them. So
Well, it helps you to have a
helps us to
signed
have
fighter
a signed
be
fighter.
there. Yeah.
It's everyone helps each other train and stuff like that. Could we make some money off it? Yeah, probably. But will we alienate them a little bit and possibly, so it's not worth it.
But also, if you're going in as a new fighter, you really don't have that much leverage, especially with like an organization like Bellator. Or like
You got to get with a
UFC.
good gym. You have to get with a legitimate gym.
But like once you're big, like, and once you've won some fights and you got some notoriety, then you have leverage where you could be like, well, because if without that, then Bellator could just be like, well, fuck off, you're no name, like
exactly.
I'm gonna pay you this much, and
Take
that's
it or
our
leave
limit.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's basically what it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even with big guys, I mean, it's still that take it or leave it type thing. Or you have a little bit of negotiating room, but there's so many other people that'll take your place, even with names, that it doesn't matter.
What's up with the
What's up with that?
the advertising?
What's up with that, dude?
What's up with that,
The
man?
sponsors and stuff like that. Can you negotiate that? Like, hey, or is that all standardized now?
No, with UFC it's different because it's all Reebok, so you can't do
yeah.
that anymore. With everyone else, no, it's there's a little more negotiating around with sponsors for sure,
And like you could,
because they really want to be on there, and they,
like the
it's
trainer
either take
goes,
it or leave it with
puts
them.
the hat on.
How
you
much
and then-
for Tom and Dan
to be on well, fee
on,
you can't
on
do
the
that.
trunks?
I'll tell you what, you guys give me a Tom and Dan. Well, I have one. I'll wear that
the
to
shirt.
the Bellator fight.
Now we're talking.
yeah.
A lot of people watch
if
that.
if I get my wrestling purse plus another 100, so that's a big 200.
Yeah, Tom, how much
I don't
money?
know.
How much does Tom owe you
Oh, it
now?
must be 100 still, just 100.
No, I thought he
Bet. That's right. It was double or nothing.
No. Last week he went to pay you, and then he shorted you like $25.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna bring that up because
I didn't know.
I took the.
He goes, "Oh, that was your trial period."
Yeah, he said
And,
you were
I'm like, you're such a scumbag.
Well, we have jury's still out, and some people have commented you're a little abrasive, so
Yeah.
I'm taking back $25.
You should have gave me an additional 25 for that.
I knocked off all the BDM membership that people cancel because
Yeah,
you're
right.
homophobic, and I was like, oh, we said
people
That's sorry, racist tax.
everybody's got a racist tax. Yeah.
Everybody's got a racing tax to go.
So that really,
The irony of me singing it to that song
I know.
after Disney said they were not going. They said that that's done, right? They're not going to release that on the Disney Plus.
Correct.
That's a shame.
real
It's a
quick,
damn good movie.
before we go
Splash
to the
Mountain's
news, if anybody is a BDM and doesn't know, we have an event tomorrow for BDMs only. You can go on our app and check the event page. If you're a BDM, once you're signed in, you can see the BDM events.
Yes.
Or on our BDM only Facebook page, you'll find it. There's an event for it. And we got American Air and Heat's donating. We're going to raffle off a 60-inch LCD 4K TV. We got an Xbox One X. Bart Merrick is donating. We got custom BDM magnets. We got giveaways. We got tons of Red Cypress,
White Claw
White Claw
coolers,
beers.
Bluetooth speakers.
Yeah, and everybody's going to get like a free Red Cypress beer, a White Claw, big BDM only event. And if you're not a BDM, sign up and you can be involved into the next one that we're doing in the fall. Because we do
Yes.
2 free events for BDMs only a year.
Okay, you ready for news?
Let's do it.
Cauliflower news. Look at his ears. That's what you hear. It's Seth with news. Here's the news.
It's the CTE news with
Oh,
Seth.
come on.
I'm going extra hard to try to counteract you bullying our listeners. News today.
I'll pin a note to my chest telling you to study my brain after I kill my family.
Gotta have one first.
I put a pillow over my wife's head. I put a pillow over my imaginary wife's head.
We gotta
if
do
I had
this,
a
Seth.
family, I'd kill
Now
them.
we're endearing that we now you're coming off like the underdog. And
Yeah,
now
yeah.
we're helping you.
They're like, stop being so
No,
mean to them.
this is really making me upset.
If someone loved me, I'd kill them, and then you'd study my brain.
You're joking, but it's really giving me a fucking. You know how I am. Damn it. I'm gonna get on the plane and have the sweats.
Oh, the plane.
Oh no, the plane's going down. If only somebody cared about me. Burning alive in a plane, no one cares. Because I can't commit to a relationship with anyone. Should've kept a smoothie king.
You can't punch fire.
Oh my god.
We just invited you on to roast you.
Yeah, this is fucked up. I feel like I'm at my party again. I got really down at my party too.
Oh, did you? You're Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah, because I did this big thing for. It's fucked up.
News today brought
Wait,
to
I
you.
wanted to hear about a Cinco de
Well,
Mayo.
it's the same thing.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
all depressed because I threw this big party for everyone. Had all this.
Why'd you get depressed? The last I saw
'Cause
was
my
a
friends-
still from a video. You're in a sombrero with a mustache giving a hot teen a suplex.
Yeah. Oh, I saw
You haven't
the-
seen that? Oh
No.
my Sam, it looks amazing. And then all these guys
That
are
was
like,
fun, but then
oh.
I get my friends call me over to tell me something. And jokingly, they made me take off my hat, then they smash an egg in my head, and
Why are you getting bullied so much?
I got
including
bullied,
by
and I
us?
got really upset because it
You can beat 'em up.
It rattled my head a little bit, but it was my friend, so I didn't, and I walk away all upset. And they knew I was upset. They came and like apologized and stuff
For
like
an
that.
egg?
Well, because he smashed it, and not only the embarrassment of having an egg smashed on my head, but it kind of rattled me a little bit in my head. And I don't like my head getting touched anymore at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the fucking CTE that you
Calm down.
You're
Calm
very,
down.
you're very close.
yeah,
You're about to ride the lightning.
Yeah. They,
you're tipping my scales.
Yeah.
Buddy.
yeah, the first sign is anger problems.
That's
It's
the only
severe depression. Up, down, up,
Chill
down.
out, Junior
Manic.
Seau.
thing. Anyway, I'm just having a flashback from that.
News brought to us by.
Oh,
Hey, we got a regular Chris Benoit over here.
come
Oh,
on, too far. Brought to you by White Claw.
I'll start with you fuckers first. I swear to God.
White Claw, here we go. I am actually enjoying a White Claw Pure.
Yeah.
And I will tell you right now, the first sip tastes kind of like a vodka soda, but I'm drinking it, and literally this is nothing.
Yeah.
It is a meaningless, like, tasteless, just I'm already drunk.
You can,
Yeah.
you can mix that
good
with
thing?
That sounds
LaCroix or any sort of
I
like
think I
bubbly.
you know what I think I'd do is I think I'd get some fruit and cut it all up and put it in a glass with some ice and just pour it on top of some fruit.
Yeah,
Like, put a little
yeah.
kiwi, little lime, little strawberry in there. Pour this on top, smush it up a little bit, and you're good
Muddle
to
it.
go.
If you drink,
He knows.
if you drink White Claw, use a hashtag #ClawMe in all social media posts, and you could win prizes like invitation to the White Claw party or other cool White Claw prizes. So White Claw, you can find at all ABC Fine Wine and Liquor. All right, Seth, what do we got first?
All right, well, like I said, good news for all you lazy fatties.
Here he goes.
Burger King plans to roll out the Impossible Whopper across the U.S. Exciting news. Actually, the people were talking about this on the BDM page today.
I love the Impossible Burger. I had one at SeaWorld, and it was really yummy.
Yeah, it's pretty damn close.
That's nice. Well, you have all the animals in captivity torturing the animals. You have a meatless burger. Again.
I was like, hey,
Nice.
not eating your friends. Do a flip.
If you like, it would be hard pressed. I bet if you did a taste test and didn't tell someone and gave them the Impossible Whopper, they would probably eat it and maybe no. I don't even think they noticed. Like,
Couldn't tell.
I've had a bite of my wife's. Like, she's ordered the Impossible Burger at restaurants and stuff.
Now you bite your wife's burger too.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Big old thick burger.
My
What about hair down there? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't mind it.
You
I've
don't
had
mind
girl-
it?
No, I don't mind it.
What if it's a
old
lot?
school.
What if it's
I've had a
like-
girl that another Seth story if you want it. I was in the front of my car and
what?
my car. I was
Is that
at
in front
late
of my
night-
car,
it
and
was-
I
it was-
cover that nobody knows this. But the front of
it's
my
like
car's
three
got a
in-
bra
3 in
on
the
it made
morning.
of pubes.
3 in the morning downtown. Me and this girl drunk got in my front seat and so I took her clothes off and then all of a sudden it was just poof. But there was a
What did it explode? It was like,
but it was like a pearl in the middle of an oyster clam because she had it pierced, but you had to like part
yeah.
of it to see it. Yeah. But I was drunk. I was like,
My
oh, this is
God.
awesome. This is different. I like it. And it was kind of like reddish tint color. So I was like, this is real different.
My
And,
God.
So yeah, I just went to town. It was fun.
My God. It's like
an
somebody
animal.
dropped their wedding ring on a Great Dane's back. Like digging through there. Gotta find it. Gotta find it.
More like a labradoodle.
So, Seth, you.
What did she ever? Did she explain why she had so much?
No, I never asked.
Was
I
it
never
all?
said- that was weird.
Was it all over it? Or
No,
just
it was
the
like
top?
so. It was like they trimmed it so it didn't go past her belly button, thank God, or anything like that. But it was like,
I
you know,
like a
trim-
high bush.
all the way
Yeah.
underneath the tits.
I like it under the titties.
So
Actually, I like it right under the titties, and then I like for the titties to lactate milk through it.
oh, come on.
Jesus. And I'm
nice.
too excessive. Really?
I like a nice milky bush.
But he's saying that's what he likes.
So Seth,
We don't choose what we like; it chooses us.
Have you tried the Impossible Burger?
I have, and I'm addicted to the Impossible. They have the sausage, the hot Italian sausages.
The Impossible sausages.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So you're addicted
But
to the Impossible
I
sausages.
am. I have 8 of those a week. They're so freaking because I don't eat pork anymore.
Yeah. What is it
Not
made
for like
of?
2 years. Pea protein, beet juice, coconut oil, a whole bunch of stuff that makes pea protein is like the main part of it. I guess like the meaty, part of it.
Is that the enzyme that kind of replicates the meat?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know
because that's
scientific
what
breakdown,
I think.
but
That,
it tastes. Literally, I cooked them for my Italian family, sausage and peppers. But it was the Impossible sausage and peppers. It tasted amazing. Tasted
It's
exactly
impossible that this is not the meat.
They said that this is the real meatball.
Yeah,
It's like,
but they
dude, I'm
liked
like, it's
it?
the real. Yeah, they loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How's the texture of the
Ta-
sausage?
you bite into it and it just like a
snaps.
sausage.
It
It snaps just like
yeah.
a sausage.
Yeah.
It's so freaking
I gotta
good, man.
find those.
Whole Foods.
It's so like close to actual meat that my wife kind of doesn't like the fact that
Yeah,
it's
it's
too
too close to meat.
Like it freaks her
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah. It's like because she's been used to not eating meat for so long that the actual like Impossible Burgers or like the sausage or whatever when it's too close. It freaks her out, like the consistency or whatever. All right,
That's weird.
I was good that my head's rolling about some jokes. She didn't freak out.
Pea protein.
Pea
But anyway, so Burger King, the test of the vegetarian version was such a success that they plan to roll it out nationally this year, which is pretty soon. They say that they are targeting meat eaters who seek more balance in their diet. So
what about it being, because I know a lot of people, your wife included, and I probably would be if I were vegetarian or vegan, a little weird about like, oh, you just cooked my Impossible
That's what I was
Whopper
wondering.
next to a regular Whopper.
On the same grill.
Are they going to
They're
have
probably gonna
one
designate.
little tiny spot on the grill that's like, look, that's only for Impossible Whopper?
Listen, if I know, like, because my wife deals with this all the time. Like, anytime there's an open grill and there's people cooking on it, and then like there's meat everywhere. Like, there's a Mexican place that has just a big open grill. And they're like all the meat and whatever. And then my wife's like, can you scrape that off? And the people are pissed every time. They're like, all right.
yeah.
Like, we got one of these. And they scrape off all the fat. And it's still like, I mean, they just use the long razor blade scraper.
Yeah.
And then they scrape it off. And then they're like, are you happy now? And then I'm like embarrassed. And then they throw her veggies. I mean, it's still oily meat.
Yeah,
on the
I
damn
mean, there's
thing.
no getting the blood off of that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the blood of 1,000 animals.
yeah.
but the thing
Like,
with
seriously, it's in there now. It's like a sword.
So
you
you-
know,
if you
like,
think-
it's killed a lot of people, you're not getting that thing super clean.
The Burger King employees are going to be, studious enough to be like, oh, they're going to make sure this square of the grill is not going to have any patties on it.
Just give them 15 an hour, they'll do it.
But everything at
no
Burger
one-
King, the problem is, I think somebody said this on social media earlier today. The problem with Burger King is that everything at Burger King sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to
there
be an
goes a s-
asshole. It's just
maybe a
like
sponsor for
the
the show.
French fries suck. I mean, when they
do now,
battered
yeah.
them, like their premium sandwiches suck. If they'd like, I wish they just stayed sort of the way that they were.
I haven't had fast food in I think 7 years now.
Wow.
No, McDonald's, Burger. The fastest.
No
food
Taco
I've
Bell?
Had, no taco. Polo Tropical is the closest thing I guess you can
Oh,
say.
they have now. They caved. I used to think that Pollo Tropical is like a little bit more of a, not healthy because it's still fast food, but just a better choice than getting like pizza or like
Rotisserie
a
chicken.
Yeah, because
Now-
I get the chicken and the balsamic.
Now they got
tomatoes.
all deep fried chicken now. Not all. They
No,
still
they
have
have
their
one option.
No,
Yeah.
but it's like in
Oh,
everything.
that's where
They
his
got
head goes.
the
He doesn't see anything
sandwiches.
except the deep fried because that's what he wants.
They got the sandwiches, the nuggets. They got it in the,
Yeah, the
the
crispy chicken
Cuban.
bites.
Yeah, they got it in the salads.
But you can still get your grilled
Got to
chicken
cater to the.
and your pork.
In the fast food wars, like Burger King fell behind all the others, right? Like for whatever reason, they
I don't know why.
They-
Goddamn chicken fries. That's what fucked him up.
well,
Chicken, they're back.
Terrible.
I'm gonna try them. Someone said they tasted like the OG
Don't
chicken
do that
tenders,
to
so I'm gonna
yourself.
try that.
Disgusting.
Come on. The thing with the Impossible Burger that I have a problem with is that people are going to get that thinking, oh, great, I'm healthy. Order a large fry, order a large soda, and eat the disgusting fat wheat bread that's on top of it, too.
Yeah, yeah.
And people are like, this is great.
Well, it's like if you go to Ethos. Ethos is a great vegan restaurant that all their food
But
is
it's not
great.
health food,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's oily, fatty.
Have you seen some vegans?
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
definitely not any healthy. Come on, people.
yeah. If you're doing it for health reasons, there's definitely healthy ways to eat vegan.
If you eat if you eat like a whole balanced type vegan meal, if you're not eating like processed stuff and during that veganism, I guess during
well, all the soy and and all that stuff is not good for you if that's all you're eating.
yeah, exactly.
It's all in moderation, right? Like that's
Everything's
food
in moderation.
So
People are saying Checkers best fries. I don't think so. I think
greasy.
once.
All right.
Thank you, Sam.
I remember having those. They were good.
Yeah, but
Lower
once
is the
that,
salt.
like they put that coating, that spicy coating,
Like
but
a Rally's fries.
but
or
at my
Checkers?
point, that's not
Same.
even a French fry anymore. You know, like
Arby's pretty hard to beat.
the point of a French
Seasoned
fry
curly fries?
is supposed to be a seasoned potato product, not season it to the point where now you're just craving the seasoning, right?
yeah.
I mean, like, I think that's why I always go back to a little bit of the McDonald's fries, because say what you will, it's it's potato and it's salt.
They're
with
not-
a little bit of the sweet.
They're not vegetarian.
No,
my
not at
wife
all.
can't eat McDonald's French fries because they have a meat product in them.
Yeah.
Seasoning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a meat
Mc-
seasoning.
McDonald's is the only one out
And
of all
sugar.
the fast food
They put
that,
sugar on them too.
that have a meat seasoning.
Is she doing it for health or for like personal, like because animals? Or
It's
both?
it's more animals.
that's good.
It's an animal thing. Even though I kill
okay,
more
so Juan
animals
is saying
than-
they used to cook with beef tallow. They do not do that any longer. So maybe
That was
she
in
can eat 'em
McDonald's.
now.
It's tallow.
Although
I don't know.
Beef tallow.
after you after you reach a certain age, like you shouldn't go towards fast food. You know what I'm saying? Like your metabolism can't handle it. You know,
Yeah.
once you're past 35, it's like, you know, you're gonna have fast food every once in a while, but it's just not good for you. You're gonna be fat.
Definitely not good for.
Next story.
Well, let me start this with a question. When we were younger guys, we're all about the same age. About.
Samantha's the youngest person here.
Well, when you got, did you guys used to get the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition?
Oh,
in the
I'm glad
mail?
you brought this up. I put it on my
Yeah.
list. Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, what to talk about? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh, I
there's
see.
3 different covers. I know
Oh,
that.
I see. Yeah. I mean, is that something that we used to like learn about?
I
like when we
loved
were
it.
younger, we used to learn about the female body, like kind of
You learned about it?
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, like,
well, we didn't have internet back then.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
literally
yeah.
like looked at
You weren't
cleavage-
learning anything.
Well,
You
I
were
was learning how to
just,
jerk off.
jacking
Yeah.
I don't remember Sports Illustrated
Yeah.
swimsuit issue being a thing that
I
I
would
went
buy it
towards.
because the body painting, was like, oh shit, they're body painting, and I'd be all in.
Because in like even the like 98, 99, the internet was the rudimentary, but still there enough where you could look up nudes, so you didn't have to go to bikini models. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember being like 7, 8 years old when none of that was around. When the swimsuit edition, my dad used to get the swimsuit editions. I used to take them and like look at them. And,
Yeah, I remember buying it.
Yeah. I didn't have like well, my stepdad, but he didn't into that. I had to get him
Yeah.
like Girls Gone Wild.
But then once I saw like a Playboy, I'm like, fuck this swimsuit issue. I was like,
I had
this
a friend-
sucks.
I had a friend's dad who had a subscription to Club International.
Oh,
What is that?
wow, Club
What
Inc.
is that?
Club
That's a
International.
hardcore
It's in the
magazine.
category of like a hustler.
Okay.
we
You
got
know,
like full vag.
there were like
Oh, it was like spreading
there
the
was
lips,
Cl-
everything.
Oh
It was
yeah,
bad, yeah.
Club
They
International.
look
There
so good
was
when they say it.
We magazine was another big one.
I remember my buddy Porno Joe had a magazine. It was a dirtier one. It may be a hustler,
Yeah.
but it was a chick, and she had she was growing ice dildos. out of-
Growing them?
Like it was like
Wow,
how do you grow
that's
them?
a talent.
She
She
was
was
like-
Queen Elsa.
It was like
put them in her box and
a
froze 'em.
montage of her like watering a pot, and an ice dildo grew
Oh
out of it.
shit! I can't go to dinner right now. I got to go inside and water my ice dildo. I'll
It
be
didn't
right
make any
back.
sense. Even as a kid, I remember like, what is this?
Alexa, set a timer.
gross.
Watering ice dildos.
So, all right.
Well, unless you think wet bed sheets is jerk off material, then I got bad news for you. Kenyan-born Muslim Halima Aden made history in her shoot with a burqini. The 21-year-old Muslim woman became the first model to wear a hijab, did I pronounce it right? Hijab? Hijab?
Hijab. I
Hijab.
think. Yeah.
And burqini in the swimsuit 2019 edition.
A burqini.
Yeah,
So
this
never heard
was
of it.
actually last week's news when I was going to be on. I wrote
That's
this,
pretty
but-
cool.
So what is
Yeah,
it
that's
look
cool.
like?
A
Wet
burqini?
bed sheets and posing on the beach.
Is it a full burqa though?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
You
is
see
it
her-
called
you
a
see her
burqa?
face? Yeah, it's called a burqa. Burqini is what she got. Since she's on a beach with it, it's a burqini.
She's like completely covered. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
it's
see
just
her
a-
face.
it's
I've
just
seen
a
these
full
before.
burqa.
Yeah, I've seen these before.
She was.
Oh, as what is it made of? Like a swimsuit
it's like
material.
a full body rash guard with a head covering.
It's
you
some
know.
irrational, crazy religious stuff.
She's really pretty.
Oh, she's a beautiful. Yeah.
Oh,
but
this.
it's
Oh,
just-
yeah. This girl. Yeah.
She was quoted as saying, "Don't change yourself, change the game."
All right.
There she
So,
is,
yeah.
posing.
That's
She's a pretty one. She has like a very like different multicolored. Well, it's about time
but I mean-
that if you're a woman and you adhere to this faith and you were
Yeah.
raised that way, and if you're going to get the ire and you know your family's going to get all up in arms, and you can't wear a bikini and go to the beach, then this is a pretty dope option for you to go and you won't get sunburned. So
See,
there
I'm
you go.
thinking of the poor little 8, 9-year-olds
me.
that receive the swimsuit edition and don't get to like.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
sure there are
jerk it.
other
That's what I
things
care
to
about.
jerk off to. And
Yeah.
I think I can get myself past. I could jerk it to this.
Oh, really?
If I had nothing else,
Yeah,
it could,
I'm better with Tom.
I could. I
know.
could work past it. No
Where
problem.
there's a
So
well,
cheated.
there's a way.
yeah. I know Daniel could.
Oh
He's,
my God.
he's hornier than I
I
am.
could jerk into a blank piece of paper. Look
I'm having trouble. I'm so jaded now. I need,
look
like-
at how fucking bright white you are. Oh man,
Yeah.
there's nothing on you.
see,
You
Seth-
don't even have one wrinkle in
Seth,
you, do you?
yeah,
Oh
Yeah, you're too jaded by but if you
Look at the way the light reflects off of you when I angle you differently in the sunlight. Oh, I love you, white piece of paper.
you become like I think in like college if you have too much stimulation it's but then once you have kids or you become a fat dad then you and there's people always in your house you go to the bathroom you're working with your phone and you become really good at whatever
But with your phone, you're not gonna Google burqini.
no,
jerk off.
no
Sexy burqini.
but it could
yeah,
happen
but
as
someone
well.
in that from that culture might.
Yeah,
if
agreed.
But
no,
well,
I
aren't
don't
you
know. I
not-
think they're. Don't you think they're so like what is under that stuff that they want to see that they get excited to see? Like no. they-
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Right?
You're going to the extreme if you're not if all your women, if that's what you're around, have to wear burqas, then you're going to go to the more hardcore stuff because that's
well, I mean,
what.
you gotta
I
ease
don't
yourself
know.
into it.
I don't know, but I'm
I
assuming
think you gotta ease into it. You gotta go like capri pants burqa first.
that's always not.
Then you
gonna-
gotta go like a spring suit. You know, like what used to have like a spring suit.
Well, no other humans ease into it. Everybody's going straight
Yeah,
hardcore.
but it fucked me up. I found I'm digging through my dad's desk and I find that one Hustler fold out and I open it up and it's some, like we were saying earlier, some red-haired girl and she's doing the V and holding her pussy open and I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know, like, I don't even
And
know
you
what
get-
that is.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, why is she holding that? Oh my God, go to the hospital, lady.
Yeah, you're right. You get
You know,
traumatized.
like I would
into
say
it.
ease into it. You go like capri burqa, then like short burqa, and then you can kind of go into like whatever
Show
else.
the ankles, show the wrists.
That's what I
off.
would do. I think that's a wise way to do it so you don't fuck yourself up.
How do I warn my sons to ease themselves into it? Because I agree. Like I remember when the internet first, like the inception of the internet. I went to my buddy Alex's house, and we went to his mom's computer in the middle of the night, and we're looking up stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
And the first thing we're like, what do we look
Look
up?
up boobs.
No. It was extreme. We're like, let's look up girl blows horse.
Oh, wow.
And then, like,
That says a lot about you.
no, I was in like ninth
You go to the
grade.
you go to the dogs
Was that
first,
your
and then
suggestion?
I think it
No,
was both.
I always
We
go
looked
to
up the-
nudity first. I didn't go like, first thing I think about.
Bestiality.
Fucking dog eats babies. Ass.
No, well, we were.
Do that.
We may have looked up we knew nudity exists on the internet, but we were like, what does is there anything
else
exist?
does it?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
just the most extreme. And I remember we never should have saw that. Like then
Oh, we
then-
popped right
I hope
up.
you went to
huh?
anal prolapse.
Oh yeah, but we started realizing there was the internet used to be. It was like, oh my god, everything's on here. Like it blew our minds. We're talking 1996 or whatever it was. Like, but even by that time, people started uploading everything, and it was like the
Yeah.
worst first. It was like
That's true.
you couldn't shop or anything, but there was a bestiality and weird shit, like death videos.
Well, that's been
and
going on for
Oh,
forever.
there's a lot of death. I remember
Like,
death videos.
people like uploaded the worst of humanity first, and then everything
Then
followed
eased
after
it
that.
back.
Everything's like, oh, now
Put
you
the
can buy
now we're at
decapitations up,
burqinis.
and then like we'll work our way into burqini.
yeah.
burqinis. I just find it very oppressing to women, to be honest, but whatever.
What, the
There-
burqini at all?
Yeah,
Yeah, but you're
the whole thing
you're
behind it
a
is-
pretty outspoken atheist, so
That's not even about it being atheist. It's about being a decent
yeah,
human
but you
being.
don't like
part
the
of their religion.
You don't like the religion aspect of it.
Of
you know,
people
I
that
get
are
it.
all for like human rights and stuff like that, I figured you would be the most person against
Well,
it.
it
Like,
gets
I'm
telling
for
me-
whatever people want to do.
That's
So
fine,
if she
but
chooses
you think
in her
you think-
religion
you think
to
that-
follow that,
do
then
you-
that's her choice.
Do you think that all those women want to do that? All those
I don't
women?
know.
No, of
I'm
course.
also
of
not
course
a
they do
religious
know.
person either, so I wouldn't personally do it. But if they choose
Guys
to,
are
that's up to
guys
them.
make those laws and they force women to wear that to cover up because they don't want other men
That's true
seeing
for
their
some
women.
sects of the religion, but not all.
There is bad
slippery
examples, and there are examples of probably that if they grew up in that culture, then that's just
Yeah.
their norm.
Which I
you know?
agree. I agree. With.
And then
There
when
is
you get
both.
Well, like
into
this girl,
you don't let
especially,
women
she's-
drive and stuff.
This
and
girl's a
it's
world
fucked
famous
up.
model. I mean,
but
obviously,
it all stems from
Right.
one.
she's distanced herself from the relationship or religion enough to decide whether or not she wants to adhere, and she adheres. So, yeah.
It is like
It's
a
case by case problem.
I mean, there's extremist, Christian religions that make their women not cut their
Fundamentalists, yes.
hair, not be able to wear pants, stuff like that, and it's like that's how they grow up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But what does that say about the fundamentals of said religion when the fundamentalists are the most hardcore, misogynistic?
anytime it gets too hardcore, we all can agree it's like, okay, this
Yeah.
is ridiculous, and then you start, you start knocking it back, to the point where then it kind of dilutes it to it's like, well, this is not even the point of your religion anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We
exactly.
talked about that
But
before.
then it's like positivity, whatever. Do what you want. All right, Seth, you chose a very controversial
Yeah.
second story.
All right, next one will be about
Next
No
story
joke
is,
zone, no joke zone.
Legalizing marijuana and abortion.
Oh God.
Next one will be
Fucking
about
literally running a tightrope right now. Thanks a lot.
Next one will be about pelicans. I promise. All right, this one's a little more low key. This is fun. Time to nerd out a little bit.
All right.
Game of Thrones fans?
Yes.
Oh, great, sweet. So obviously, Game of Thrones is the biggest thing on TV now and in pop culture. Fans are a little bit upset if you're reading any of the tabloids and stuff on the internet and stuff like that about this season's holes and lack of quote unquote writing skills of the producers and whatnot. This last episode that just aired, spoiler alert, everybody.
Okay, well, hold on.
Well, it's already Friday.
Yeah, but
You had a
I'm
week.
I'm watching season
Wait,
3 right now.
Is it about the cup?
No.
Okay.
It's about
we talked about that
It's
already.
about the dog being sad as
Oh, I don't know about
John
that.
left, which is not that
Yeah,
big a
it's-
deal.
yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
I
That's
don't
not
think
a spoiler.
Yeah,
You're
I think
fine.
you're okay
Yeah,
there.
it's not that bad. So in the last episode, fans seem to be upset about one thing in particular. Jon Snow leaving his faithful direwolf mate Ghost behind at Winterfell got everyone talking because he didn't even go up and say like a quick
He
bye
didn't.
pal or nothing like that at all to the glorious wolf. But he just he didn't have any personal like relationship with him. He didn't go pet him, nothing like that. He literally just stared at him. Ghost put his head down, whimpered, and cried, and John just like rode off.
Well, this
It's
guy's
enough.
seen the atrocities. I mean, what the
No.
fuck does he
Yeah,
care?
but I
He's
would
a
at
dog.
least-
Like,
I mean-
he's
Because
gonna
they-
die of
because-
diarrhea soon. Like, if the reality's real,
Because
like,
they
all
built
these
up-
people are not gonna make it past
Listen,
38.
because they built up the direwolves so much throughout all the seasons. Like they were supposed to be something impressive, special. They were supposed to be like a main point to
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it
And
was
to
a
just- and to
main
just,
focal
like-
point in
and to
the
just have it go
Stark
away
banner.
like that is just very very sloppy and lazy, to be honest. I mean, they even said why they did. I mean, according to the director, John had the heartless goodbye for one simple reason: the production team needed to streamline the filming process. Basically, they didn't want to mess with CGI and spend more money and do more stuff for CGI, saying goodbye, because the wolf has to look bigger than it really does. But it already had CGI scars
I
all over
can
its
do
face
that
and
on my
stuff.
phone. You
Yeah.
just you outline it, and you bring it in a little
Exactly.
bit.
Well, also, but it's more
Big fat
realistic.
wolf.
I mean, these people. I mean,
No, realistic. He was in tune with that beast. That beast and the direwolf and the Starks are like.
yeah, but in that world, like you're real men. You're killing.
Yeah, but no, but
thousands.
he is a real man, but he's also known to have a heart. So I'm kind of with Seth on this one in the fact that he would have at least said something to the wolf.
I like that people are outraged, like, you didn't say bye to your wolf. And meanwhile, they're
Yeah.
killing babies. I go,
who cares about
like,
that? That's
kill all the bastards of this king, and they're killing the babies, stabbing them. Then they're burning kids. They're like, here's the burned corpses.
Oh, you're on season 3. That's what you're watching.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Spoiler
referencing
alert.
old shit.
Yeah, here's
but,
old stuff, but still good.
But it sounds like you burned corpses of the Stark boys, and like that doesn't bother you. The fucking don't say bye
one
to
of
the
my
wolf.
favorite.
Because that goes along with the story. Saying goodbye to the wolf or not saying goodbye doesn't go along with it. He would have said something or done something with the wolf. It would have been a better send off.
What if it's
for
what
Ghost.
if they did it? What if they're throwing you off and
Well, that's what I'm
there's
hoping.
got to be more to it?
But we've
What
been
if-
hoping for that every episode this season. Like, oh, they're throwing us off because they're going to do it this next
Yeah.
episode, and then nothing's not happened like that. Right?
Has there been because
This whole season's gonna be a dud for all you guys, isn't it?
Well, it's been a
not
little
a
bit
dud.
of it's been
just-
a little bit of a dud for me.
Well, it's because it's the final season, though. Everybody has it set on this huge
Admittedly,
pedestal.
They
I'm
do.
not-
That's another thing. Everyone has it set
well, you've
so
built
huge
it
right
up for like 10 years, right? I mean, it should be the best season,
But
right?
as I'm
love it no
watching
matter
the
what.
back seasons right now, it seems like they kind of have a formula, which is there's like say 10 season or 10 long episode seasons, right? So season 8, they all have 10 episodes, and it seems like there's a big build up, episode like 1 through 7, and then like 7, 8, and then 9 is like the episode like something crazy happens, and then 10 leads into the next season. So it seems like that is the formula they've done. So like the first like 5 or 6 episodes of a season
kind of warm you up.
There's not
Yeah.
much going on and stuff, but that's what it seems like before. And everybody expected this last season to have crazy.
Well, because there's only 6 episodes this last season, so we expected every single episode to be packed.
Yeah, and the
action,
first
action.
two,
But it's not.
I made no bones about the fact I was not on board. The first 2 of this season, I was like bored, and then obviously the big battle, I enjoyed that.
Which they rushed that. That could have been 2 episodes very, very easily.
I would have. It probably would have been easier for a simple-minded man like me to follow it had they split it into 2. You know what I mean? Like it was a rough night. You watch that thing, you go to bed, you're like,
well, your
God,
eyes hurt
I'm
from trying to see it. first of
friggin'
all.
exhausted. I like that though.
No, I like that as
Everybody
well,
in
too.
like it. I liked
I mean,
it.
I
'cause
watched it on
the,
my brain,
The
you know, I
darkness
saw
made it
7
real to
TV,
me.
so
You know, like
it
it
was
made it real to me. You lighten it up, then it doesn't look real.
Yeah, but no one's going to be satisfied, right? I mean, this is the quintessential. Everybody's watching something. I'm going to shit on it no matter what on social media. I'm never going to be satisfied. No one, like, you're not going to hear me like, hey, that was perfect. Very satisfied. Like, no one's going to say that, right?
But there's
no matter what.
It's just more than usual people saying are down in this season. That's all. But I think it's like Blair said, they're building it up a lot, which I was building up too. I'm happy about it no matter what. I love it no matter what. So
The coffee cup thing was embarrassing for them, I imagine.
Oh,
I know we
Starbucks?
talked about it a
Yeah.
little bit on the ACT,
well,
but
they owned it. They said, oh, she ordered a hot tea instead of a coffee, so they messed up or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's-
Well, you have to at that point.
I
More
thought it
like
was
Starbucks, am I right?
I thought it was more of a continuity thing, just the way she had it. Like the scene prior, I watched that episode again, and they show where she had a cup there, and then like they probably cut for like a scene or did some stuff, and then they kind of they put something in its place as like a prop stand.
For lighting or
just so like, all right, hey, you got to put this cup back over here, and they put something in its place like as just for continuity, and they probably just forgot about it. That's my theory.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they definitely didn't do it on purpose. It
hell
made
no.
them look like idiots a little bit.
Again, I'm not hating on it because somebody in the chat room, Max Daddy 1878 says there's been a tremendous amount of hate towards this season. And a lot of it is misplaced. Hating on stuff is the thing to do. It's still been great. Yeah, I still think it's great. It's
I
just
think
the
it's great,
first
too.
couple episodes were very slow, and I wanted it to come out of the box just ripping, and it wasn't.
I
So-
like that there was a build up because it gave a lot of like everyone got together. I like the first episodes, even though they were a little slower, just because
Yeah, it's
made
still
everyone
an
come together.
amazing show, if not the best show that's ever been made. So.
As far as grandiose and the expense of it and the sets and the
characters,
wardrobe,
I mean,
yeah.
just the complexity of it.
You can, I mean, no other company is going to attempt to do something this big and
Well,
the
we
scale
say
is-
that. They will.
God, like going back
Somebody
to,
will.
I'd love to see what they spent on all of Game of Thrones and what they estimate they got back, and just see what like the business model,
profit and loss.
Yeah, because like it'd be interesting. Like I know HBO would never release any of that, and who knows if they even really know.
They say what they spend on each episode.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Approximated, but
lot.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
I
like a
just
movie.
are they getting enough subscriptions to counteract that? And that's how they make the
I
money
wanna
in
know-
merchandise, I guess.
I want to know if they're ready for the huge drop off and people canceling HBO after this is over. I know everybody just has HBO just for this. And as soon as it's done, I guarantee they're going to have so many cancellations.
What are they
it's
substitute?
ridic-
They're going to probably announce some other new series,
Well,
right?
They do.
well,
They have
Go ahead. No, I don't know what else they have.
well, they got The Watchmen coming out. They have a ton of other
Which
new
looks
stuff.
cool.
They have Chernobyl, which just got released.
Chernobyl or
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl?
Chernobyl.
They got Chernobyl.
Well,
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl.
Is that a?
Andrea
it's a
says Big
miniseries.
Little Lies. Is
Big
after
Little Lies. They
this.
got a ton of
Yeah,
series
they
coming
do,
out.
but
They've
it's
stacked
nothing-
it pretty heavy up until the end of the
It's
year.
nothing like Game of Thrones. I mean, that's their
Westworld.
money.
Well, you
money
never know
maker
until
right
it's aired, right?
there. Yeah.
Deadwood movie.
Watchmen looks really
Hard
good,
Knocks.
but they are talking about doing a prequel, a way far prequel to Game of
I
Thrones.
thought they killed that already.
No, there's like two
No,
or
I
three
think
in
there's
the
three. I
works.
think there's still
Yeah.
3 actively in the works.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That'll
which
be
is going to
good.
be awesome, and they want to do that as early as next year. I think I read. is
Yeah,
what
why
they
not?
said.
Why not? I mean,
Oh, yeah,
you
they're
got
stupid,
all
they
the
don't.
costumes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
yeah.
some shit. Like,
Use
I
the
got
leftovers.
I got a whole warehouse of crowns over here. I don't know what the fuck to do with
I got 10 million swords.
yeah. What do they do?
Yeah.
Like, they have, I guess they
They
sell it off to
They
other.
repurpose it just like every other
I would so
Etsy
buy some of
mom.
this.
You know.
I would love to buy some of that old props.
Have you noticed that this is like related, unrelated? Have you guys noticed that every video podcast now that comes out, everybody has that wooden background? It's like reclaimed wood, and then they put like their logo on it.
Nah,
Everyone, whether it's Theo Von, Joe Rogan, you name it, everybody's got a wooden, like reclaimed pallet
It's the
wood.
pallet. It's the pallet wood.
Yeah, pallet wood background.
To the top?
We just-
yeah,
Doesn't
just-
he have pallet wood
Yeah, he
behind
He
it?
might. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he does.
I don't.
We
I
just
haven't
made that
watched
for
it.
our gym. We just did a brand new pallet wood reclaimed all front desk. Big.
Yeah,
display.
everybody. That's the thing now. Is that, like if you have a podcast, you have a pallet wood background.
Saw it on Pinterest.
I gotta make one. I gotta make one for the back. I'm
It's
like,
just easy
hey,
to
what's
do.
that?
I know it's easy, but it screams of like, hey, you're poor.
Oh, people are saying it's called
such a trend.
shiplap. That's what it's called.
Oh, shit,
I
well,
guess.
Like, I guess what we have a bunch of pallets that we put. fucking-
Shiplap. Why is it called shiplap?
I don't know.
Looks like a ship, and it's
It should be called
made in a lab.
lazy pallet background. That's what it should be called.
our front desk looks really good. I don't know.
Lazy
It
pallet
it looks,
front desk.
it looks better than the side of our building was covered in a dick.
I like the dick. I like the dick.
Still
on
is
the-
not painted over.
What if I show up there over the weekend with my daughter and we color it in?
That's I'd
Black,
rather-
veiny, purpley, veiny.
just put a big burqini on the side of it. I'll be happy.
What's the next
All
one?
right, last story. This isn't the Who Gives a Shit news. The royal baby is a boy.
Yes.
Yes, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, has given birth to a baby, and both are happy and healthy.
Yeah, baby's gonna be sussicking on those titties.
Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, I don't know these Duke and I don't know this stuff. Says that the royal couple are still considering names for their newborn, and they wanted to thank the public for its support and kindness.
His name's Archie.
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 Wait, is it really?
Yeah, 100%.
Is this going to be the king one day?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I know nothing
So
about
it is.
the
So
royal
you-
family.
You said
Butler,
that.
you're-
You also said that like in Florida peasant. Is this gonna be the king one day? Hey, that gonna be the king.
So what do you know?
Holy shit.
Yeah,
let
I
me
believe,
wash my
I believe
hands.
Prince William's kids will be.
Wait, who's
king.
that? Prince Harry? This is
That's
Harry?
Prince Harry. That's the younger brother.
Oh, that's
What?
the younger brother. See, I
Prince
don't know.
William, he'll be king first, right? Prince William?
Yeah, but his kids will take the throne before Harry's kids.
Yeah.
will.
And he's got
Harry
kids,
and
right?
Archie.
He's got
huh?
kids. He's got
It's-
two
it's
boys.
a game.
Archie. Very darts.
Archie.
Very darts name.
Did
Well,
you?
they're getting a lot of flack because it's quote unquote too Americanized. There's been a lot of shit over it.
Should it have been
Archie.
Archibald?
Something like that, yeah. No bullshit.
So
yeah.
It says more.
So
It's,
they
it's
did-
Archie. It's just straight Archie.
So
it's
it's
not shortened.
Archibald.
No, it's straight Archie. His first name's Archie.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Sorry
that's
to all
like
our Archie
the,
fans
that's
out
the
there.
red-haired
Archie
comic book.
is Archie Windsor. It would be his first and last name.
yeah,
Oh, Archie Windsor sounds
Archie
kinda-
Windsor. Edith.
yeah, that's all I think of.
But
when I
what's
hear
the
Archie.
Duchess and
These are
Duke?
the
Like, what is that?
days.
Is that like? Was that under a king? Is that like the next step under? I don't know. Like the steps.
I don't know.
I
Man.
guess I should have
I've lived here
researched
for
that the
35
news.
years, bro.
They
His name is Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor.
That's really long. What's Mountbatten? That's not good.
I've been batting those mountains last night.
that whole the whole royal family is crazy interesting. Like,
But is it?
bizarre.
What do they actually do? Is
They
it
don't
like
do
is it
anything.
like
They
a
don't do
royal?
anything.
Is it like a royal
Figureheads.
Kardashian family?
Yes.
Is that basically
A
what it
little
is?
bit fucking more than just a Kardashian.
Oh,
yeah,
they do.
really.
Fucking
Insulted
dare you.
them.
You've insulted
They-
us.
Yeah, they do.
The Kardashians are a royal family. That's
Well,
all.
they're famous for
man.
being famous, though. They're born into this, and that's all. Just like the Kardashians were.
Correct.
They're
They
like
don't hold any power.
public figures and like figureheads and like
A little bit of
They have no-
power,
so
but
they have
they're
no
not-
say
they're
at
not-
all.
Yeah.
Like, if they get-
Mountbatten
got
is
a lot of
Queen
influence.
Elizabeth's husband's original last name.
Say Prince Harry was going 65 and a 45, and he gets pulled over. Is he like not even have to pull over for the cops? Or is
Yeah, I
he,
think
Yeah.
he's good.
I don't think
Yeah, I
he
think he's good.
drives.
He's got a fucking escort.
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah.
would pull over because he's that type of person. It seems like, but they'd let him go.
His
He was
hair-
a, he was a
Oh,
tankman.
come on, let's
wasn't he?
imagine him as like a little dick.
I don't think. I think he's a cool guy.
He is. He was a tankman. He was
Yeah.
like he was like
And then
really
his brother
active
was a
and stuff like
helicopter
that.
man, right?
Yeah, or he was the helicopter man.
Oh,
yeah.
he was a helicopter.
Yeah, yeah, they were definitely.
What battles were they in?
Just training.
Yeah. They just go out and take pictures of him. They're like, get in this
Yeah,
tank.
yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
get out of here.
All right, do a bake it. All right, rough your hair up a little bit.
Yeah.
Splash of water in your face. All right,
Pretty
we
sure
got,
he did tours in Afghanistan.
we
but-
got the picture.
Yeah.
But everybody else is fighting while he's hovering above.
Stay far as away as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the saddest part is when I think it was Harry. Remember when the pictures came out? He was like partying in Vegas. He was like
He
racing.
was dressed in
Oh,
a.
he's just in Hitler, right?
He dressed
No,
like
no,
Hitler
no,
one
that was a-
time.
that was a
He
long
was
time ago.
nude one time
But
playing pool.
The nude one was in
Oh,
Vegas.
yeah.
Maybe he is pretty cool.
But here's the problem is like that was the day that like nobody could enjoy being famous anymore. When the prince someone took pictures of him while he was nude,
Yeah.
like he was teaching a girl
How to play
like,
pool,
he was
and he's
doing
like
the quin-
holding his genitals.
Yeah, he was doing the quintessential like behind the girl, like
Yeah.
teaching her how to play pool. And some of his entourage or someone took pictures, and then it went out in tabloids. He was like racing Michael Phelps in like some Vegas pool and shit, partying. And then once they took pictures and they put it out, then like I'm sure he got slapped in the wrist, like, "Hey, you can't do this shit." And it was like, "All right, that's done." Like it's
So he was suplexing teens in the show.
Well,
in the pool too, right?
It's not. It doesn't pay to be famous. Like if you're a prince and you can't party like we think a prince parties, then it's done. What's the point? Like
Party like a prince.
well,
like
it's,
it's 1999.
Is that even a thing?
well, it's
Yeah.
it would. I mean, look at
No,
Game
but
of
I
Thrones.
think it's no, but I think that's more Middle Eastern prince. They party, but a white prince, it's boring.
Oh yeah, burqinis everywhere.
well, if you're royalty, like you look
No.
at Tyrion Lannister, like you just bang
Yeah, but
chicks
that's
and
fake.
party.
That's fake.
But no, that's how it used to be, I believe. Like if you are rich and powerful,
First of all,
especially
there
if
have
you're
been no little people princes ever.
that's true. But if you're
Second of all, white, I stand behind my phrase. Middle Eastern prince, party's crazy. White prince, boring.
I bet you white princes partied before social
No.
media because you
Aladdin
can
over
do it.
Harry
Yeah,
all
I
day
agree.
long.
I agree.
You could,
Before social media, yeah.
I mean,
You
like,
could still do it.
Prince of the Seychelles
You
Islands,
just got to be
partying.
smart about it.
Yeah,
Private
celebrities do
parties,
it privately.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
do private
yeah,
parties.
but you have to take everybody's cell phone. I mean,
Yeah, that's fine.
But then also, like, what's the searching process? Like, okay, you're like, hey, give me your cell phone. But then people
Metal detectors.
people sneak in cell phones, and like
Nah,
now.
bro. You're getting full cavity search.
Oh, did you
Come
see
to my
that's
party.
did you see
That's
those
what it turns
crazy
to.
cameras that I almost bought out of the
Yeah,
guide?
there's pinhole
Yeah.
camera. I mean, there's cameras in like
Yeah.
in anything. You can have cameras hidden
Yeah.
in literally everything.
In showers.
So, like,
God,
no matter
man.
what, if you're a rich and famous person that that wants to party in a particular manner, you'll never feel totally safe. You're like, someone could be filming you right now, and next thing you know, this shit will be worldwide the next day.
But if it was that, if that happened so much as what you said, there'd be so much. Like, you know how many celebrities do like drugs and stuff like that at parties and stuff like that? They never get caught.
Well, now they can't do it openly as much as they used to, like because they're so worried. Like I remember Ashton Kutcher, like in his partying days, he used to have
Take people's cell
take
phones.
people's cell phones and stuff, but still pictures came out because people can hide stuff.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Remember all those
Like,
pictures of BB Jones and Gronk, and then the pictures of
Yeah.
of old Bieber by the whore he fucked in the Dominican Republic
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like, like, look at me, and
Well,
all
he's a
passed
fucking
out.
idiot. He let her keep her
Oh,
cell
I forgot
phone.
about that.
But then it's it's not that I feel bad for him. What the fuck? But it's still like the days of enjoying that lifestyle, if you're rich and famous, are basically done unless you don't
he's
care.
Fine.
I know he's fine.
It's not as good as it was.
Yeah. It
Unless
used
you're
to
a
be,
bad person, though. If you're a bad person, you just have the person that brings the cell phone and killed.
And then you just send,
Yeah.
You
and
know,
just
you can
send
be
the
that
picture-
kind of friend.
You just send the pictures to your friends who do radio.
I know.
Yeah, some of
Oh,
those
I
should have
keep
kept
them
I sent you
all that
pictures.
stuff.
I know.
From the Cinco de Mayo party?
Yeah,
I got
and
them
I have
all.
every
Can't get
voicemail
anything.
you ever left me. That's bad.
We're gonna use that
well,
later.
well, that's
Yeah,
probably not-
real bad.
Yeah, but you'll never be that famous.
No.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, 15
Well, it
minutes
depends
is
on what
done.
I'm famous for. If I go famous for killing you guys
Oh, my
in a
God.
rage, then maybe.
It won't be that. It'll be
Local man with no family kills 2 podcasters.
We believe
God damn
CTE caused it.
full circle podcast.
Lonely cauliflower ear man kills 2 happy family guys.
Oh, Podnesser, they don't even get it right.
It's all right. I'll raise your children good.
Donnie and Tim. They get a name wrong.
I don't want to be Dottie. That's the worst name
They get it
ever.
All right, Seth. You got to get out of here. You're going to be late to
Yeah.
your flight.
Let's take our shot before you leave.
All right.
right,
Hold
here
on.
we
Let me
go.
get the shot music for everybody. And Butler, are you ready for
Guess.
Mine's
You have
Yes,
your
sir.
shot.
Mine's
Yeah, help
mysteriously in a
yourself.
steel cup.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to give you
Man of Steel.
this one now. No, I'm not. I'm gonna give you this one.
Here we go.
All right. May we get what we want, what we need, and never what we deserve. Happy Mom's Day. Rock and roll 90210.
Yeah!
Happy Mom's Day.
Mom's Day.
Happy Mom's Day, everybody.
So much to learn about.
That tastes like
It'll make
steel.
you wanna shout.
You all right over there?
He sounds like
Tastes like a Band-Aid.
It's very smoky.
Oh, I like smoky. Was it
Yeah.
smoky? I love
Yeah.
it.
You all right?
So did you put a drop of
Me and Daniel-
Neosporin in mine?
Yes.
Like a,
You were sick last week. We tried to get the infection out.
Drop a Neosporin.
oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you take. You gotta,
I'm not a fan of
gotta
that
get
one.
it to the back.
Oh no.
What are you guys, little babies? All
No. Someone
you can take
out.
that shit home.
right, I'll take it.
Very expensive
I know
bottle.
it
Tastes like
is.
asshole.
Is that yours, Sam?
What's that?
Is that yours?
I'm not even
I
gonna
mean, it
fucking
is
talk
now
about
if
what
nobody
it is.
else wants it.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
super
My husband will drink that
expensive
shit.
bottle
I
of
got-
scotch.
I got so much.
Oh, it's
booze
a
up there.
scotch. That's why.
Yeah.
Scotch
It's
is
not really a shooter. It's more of a sipper.
Yeah, scotch is an
Tom's a dribbler. I'm a shooter.
That's a drain pour for me.
Oh, I wanted to give a shout out real fast before you guys go to
Please.
who's the I don't remember. Of course, I
Cartman.
forgot. No, the carpet. The carpetman guy that takes care of all the
Jason
floor.
Whitaker? Justin
Justin
Whitaker.
Whitaker.
Whoever your sponsor is
I
for
was
the
just
show
at
for
home.
floor.
At home floor.
Yeah.
Yes,
At-home floor store,
I want to
Justin
thank them.
Whitaker.
They're actually doing a carpet in my. I don't know what you want to call the room that I'm building. It's
The
a,
sex dungeon.
The red room of pain.
Yeah, it's gonna be something leading to my bed. Yeah, it's a little. They took
God.
really good care of me with my carpet that I'm putting
to your
in there, so I want to thank them.
daycare.
Oh, come on. It's 18 and up, so that's not considered daycare.
Got a little gorilla fun house.
You're gonna go 19 at this point. Just after
The pictures I sent, they were 19.
Oh, were they?
They were all 19.
Okay.
No, he sent 19 photos. 16-year-old.
So, At Home Floor Store, great sponsor of ours, and
Yes, thank you.
Justin Whitaker will take care of you. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Bye, everybody.
Do some mail on mail.
Yes. This is a cool band. Straight ahead rock and roll by the band Charger. It's a self-titled album. The name of the song is Damage. I think you'll like it. If you like Sabbath, if you like Motorhead, then you're going to like these guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Butler's here. We have other special guests that are here. Thanks to our good friend Seth for stopping by and doing some news for us. The name of that band was Mannequin Pussy. The name of the song is Drunk Number 2.
All right.
It's a new single that they have coming out. It's actually should be out now. The album will be out the full length on June 21st. You want to jump into some gripes?
Yeah. Let's
Don't
do it.
have an intro. Let's do it. So this is my intro here. Ready? Gripes. There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that works.
Just clip that out and just play it every
I'll do
day.
gripe. Number one, these are all gripes that were from our BDM page. If you're not a BDM, you can sign up at tomandan.com. Yes, I know a lot of shows do gripes. Yes, it is true. I do not care.
All right.
So, number one, this is the number one gripe, and I think that this one got the most amount of attention because it was probably an early gripe.
Okay.
That's usually what I'm finding is that, like, as the thread reaches a 400 comment,
People stop reading all of them.
holy shit, people got some fucking gripes. You know, like it's amazing the amount of just fucking pissed off people that are out there. But this is from Barb C. She says, I received a job offer for $30,000 less a year than what I make now. It amazes me that companies do not value their employees to pay them what they are worth. I knew you would like that one.
Well, here's the thing. I used to, I thought about this a lot.
Yeah.
And I used to hold a level of resentment towards Clear Channel or iHeart now because I believed I was getting paid less than I was worth. And I would always bitch about like, hey, you're not paying me enough. I'm not getting paid enough,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And really it was just based on what everybody else was getting paid. And I was like, well, based on what everybody else is getting paid or I'm getting paid. Anyway, but I now thought differently about it and the fact that I blame myself and not them because all they're doing is being what a corporation is, and that's, hey, how can I pay my employees the least amount of money and get them to do the maximum amount of work? And
Right.
that's their only...
Correct.
Like, if the company is an entity, that's all they do. And so, it's my fault. If I didn't like it, should have left or demanded I got paid more.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty decent gripe, but
it is, and I think most people who work for big companies think they're getting underpaid. But I don't know. At one point in time, you got to realize, like, hey, this company is in business because that's their only. The only point of them is to pay people the least amount of money they can, and get them to still work.
That's their job. Even when I was doing like contract negotiations. It was basically their job to keep me at the same level or lower.
Yeah. And if you are worth more than you think you're getting paid, then you have the option to leave.
Yes.
And then that usually is your leverage if you're looking for negotiation. Say, like, you either pay me...
But most people aren't in a position to leave.
True. That's
so,
true. Yeah.
That's why they get you.
But you should, like...
I stuck around for 6 years.
Oh, yeah. Well, Samantha, there's also the point of, like, our situation is a little bit different in the fact that we are such a small company that we literally couldn't pay you back then, and now you stuck around, and now we can pay you.
But there will be another time when we can't.
It's coming up very soon.
You kept hiring more and more people except for me, and I was like, all right, there's a trend happening here.
Well, we didn't think you could leave your big job.
Yeah.
And we didn't think we'd ever be in a place.
You guys didn't realize how much or how little they were actually paying me.
We didn't. That's true. And we also didn't think that we'd be even close to that. So lucky us, and lucky that, we had people, either leave or not want to be here or fuck things up because they're dumb.
But
then move to England.
If you want to get paid more...
Next.
Wait,
I don't have your mic on.
Oh, he turned your mic off.
Sorry.
How dare you?
Dude, the greatest thing, Chris Kampmeyer, our old boss, he's retired now, but he was like the head of programming at Clear Channel.
Yes, he was.
And in charge of all the 7 or 8 stations they had. Like, he was the program director.
Rocky the Bear.
The head program director of all program directors there, right? So you usually did your negotiations with him. He told me straight up one time, he's like, the only way you'll get paid is by getting another offer for a different company or from a different company, and then telling us, like, either you match this, which obviously would be more, or I'm leaving. And then that's the only leverage that any employee ever has.
Which is such a dickhead thing to say, too.
Well, it's not
even if you're great at your job, we're not going to pay you anymore regardless.
He was being honest, and I appreciate it.
Honest more than a dickhead, because he was always...
But that's his job. Like, his bosses are saying, pay these people the least amount of money, and if they're leaving and we need them, and they're going to... If they can leave... And they're
You're both right, because was it a dickhead thing to say? Yeah, but after talking to him, after not working there, he was a lot like he was very open about his dickheadedness in the fact that like it was apparent that he had a job to do and he was going to fucking do it.
But that was his job, though.
Yeah.
So like his job was to be quote unquote a dickhead if you're going to look like that. But technically, I'm sure personally he wanted to pay everybody as much money as he can. But that's not his job. His job was by his boss is like, hey, pay these people as least amount of money as possible.
Corporations are awful.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it like that,
this one.
Yeah.
It's been a year this month that I was hired full time.
Hey,
no shit.
I just realized that because I was like, oh yeah, it was right after my birthday, after the old oil massage, and
then
I went on vacation. I came back
new
and I was
oil
full-time.
massage.
Yeah.
I wanted an oil massage. We never heard about that one, did we? Or
I talked about it on my show. I don't think we really talked about it.
Was it bad or
wasn't great?
Like, what's protocol if you're a girl getting a massage? How far? And I'm being honest with this.
Yeah.
How far down are you allowed to go? Like
all the way down.
Do they massage your butt?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like nude butt?
Yep.
You know what?
Because I don't get my nude butt massage.
Yeah, I do.
I do.
No, you guys are missing it. Oh, see, he knows.
You got your buttocks.
I don't
massaged?
have you
it's
ever
over a towel, but yeah, they work your
gluteus.
glutes. Yeah,
over
absolutely.
the towel or under the towel?
Oh, mine's over the towel. Mine was
Samantha?
over.
Under the towel?
Both.
Both.
It depends. Like I think this last time was definitely under.
Everybody knows if they massage
I'm pretty
over
sure
the
this lady
towel,
wanted to fuck me.
and if they say you want more, then they
she
reach
mounted
under
the table and
to
started crawling towards my
jerking
vagina.
you off.
Did you what?
Huh?
Hold on, what did she do?
What?
What's that?
She mounted it?
Yeah.
Wait.
In what instance? Like how?
What, she straddled you on the table?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then she started slapping my thighs. It was the whole thing.
Whoa. That's getting me hard a little bit.
Don't
Yeah.
say that.
Am I not allowed to say that? It's just a natural thing.
Hold on, were you face up or face down?
I'll space up, buddy.
Oh, that's the way we like to fuck.
She was going to P-Town.
So
Whoa, my goodness.
Hold on.
I thought she was going to fucking straight up start eating me out. I was like, hold on, what's going on?
What the fuck?
Hold on.
I'm getting lightheaded.
Let's go back to grapes.
So she
Wait, I
mounted.
got a gripe. What episode is this on semantics?
The one after my birthday.
All right. Happy
So, like,
birthday
2
to
weeks
me.
ago?
Okay, hold on. Do they
That's a
put
plug for the show.
do they put a white towel over your boobs and
Now, typically, there's like a whole like sheet that covers the bed and you.
Yes.
That is not what I had. She gave me a random basic ass bath towel that barely covered me.
the bottoms only?
This lady was trying to get it.
Yeah, dude.
So were you topless?
Uh-huh.
Whoa!
Oh, that's what's up.
Which was awkward when I had to turn over.
Well, that's what's up. Thank you, Butler.
Why'd you do my voice?
I don't know. I'm channeling it.
Do a Stony Baloney voice.
That's what's up, man.
So
That's what's up, mate.
okay. So weird.
I
That's
was
interesting.
being, like, my question was because, like, every massage I've had, there's nothing around my genitals. There's nothing on my butt.
So
Maybe a
you're
little
nude?
bit.
Thighs, yeah.
Maybe a little bit on my thighs, but never above, like, my chubby short line.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
above that.
She didn't go. Yeah. I think masseuses, especially
Don't
if it's
say that. It's massage therapist.
All right, massage
But is there a
therapists-
masseuse? I'm going to write a
Apparently
series of
that's
children's
offensive.
books that are pornographic called Dr. Masseuse.
and it's a moose.
Dr. Moose Masseuse.
Yeah.
Seuss Masseuse
And you're like,
Moose.
don't antler me.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It's hard to write on my notepad now that there's beer spilt all over it. Thanks
I
to
had
our
the camera
guest.
on you guys. I put oven mitts on my horns, and then I start massaging your ass with my moose horns.
And then it's that weird situation where it's like molting its antler, so it's a meat and shit is hanging off of it.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a bad look.
you know when
They'd
they
start
molt.
licking you, wouldn't they? 'Cause they moose and they'd lick salt.
Moose will
and
stomp
shit,
the
yeah.
shit out of you, dude.
Yeah.
Moose
Yeah.
are scary.
But
Moose will straddle you and start fucking smushing your ass.
they molt their antlers, and then the skin like falls.
It's
It's like
meat. Yeah.
meat, bloody meat that's
Yeah.
hanging all off their
Yeah,
antlers.
I feel like, whoa, Moose, don't go outside. Go back in your cave.
Don't show
You're
anybody
not
that.
done with your blood molting. Let's go to number
All right.
2 here. It also involves animals.
If you want to hear the rest of that massage story, listen to Semantics.
I do want to hear the rest of that massage story. Number 2 gripe is fucking love bugs. Wash and wax my truck this weekend, and it already looks like shit. Fuck you, love bugs. That's from Matt.
Oh yeah, your
N.
wife was. She stopped by earlier saying she had to get a car wash.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah.
did.
I feel like when is it over? How long does Love Bug season last? It's only like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
A lot
It's
of them are
short.
already ass to ass. So like, I mean, I think they're probably getting ready
So
to
then,
die.
don't you
Wait,
just
is that
wait?
what happens? They go ass to ass and then they die?
Then
Yeah,
we
the
start
females-
chanting it.
Don't you just wait until it's over and then wash your car?
My daughter
'Cause what's
looks
the
at
point?
my daughter's obsessed with them and she catches them and she has them crawling all over and she's like obsessed with like getting them. Now her new thing is catching bugs and catching lizards. She catches them and like holds them and then ends up fucking smushing the shit out of them. She says to me yesterday there was a love bug flying around. She goes, "That one doesn't have a partner."
Oh, she's very observant.
She is very observant, and she goes, "Why do they do that?" And I go, I don't know what to fucking tell her. I said, "That's their friend."
There's an ass-to-ass friend.
Yeah.
But I'm
Don't
with
say
Samantha.
ass to ass.
Daddy
friends.
has an ass-to-ass friend.
Uh-huh.
He got the tip from the new semantics about where he can go get his hair oiled and put a dildo in his ass.
But I'm with Samantha. It's like eating wings. Don't.
Oh,
wa-
it's just like eating
Well,
wings.
hold on.
Love bugs and eating wings.
Well, follow me with this. It's,
no, I will not
you have to
follow you.
wait to the end of the season to wash your car
Yeah.
because if not, like when you're eating wings, don't wipe your mouth off with
No,
every
the
wing.
acid-
Wait till you're done with
No,
them
bro,
all, then wipe.
The acid is it's so toxic.
supposed to mess with your
it'll eat
paint.
through your clear coat. You got to get it off as quickly
Yeah,
as
you gotta
possible.
power wash
Is
it.
that
God, that's
real?
like an everyday
100%
thing.
real.
Yeah,
Then.
this is
100%
coming from
real.
the guy that literally bought a brand new. His Silverado is a beautiful truck. A day after having it, he had a
Yeah,
ding
but
in the
we
door.
all rode in that.
That
Well, I
ding
say
in the
we all.
door, the ding in the door, of your truck is driving me insane.
We rode in that
I
thing
didn't know
out
what
to
you're
the.
talking about.
Do you have a dude? 3 days after you bought your truck, you had a fucking ding in your
Yeah.
door. It's like you guys get in your car in the morning and just bash each other's car, gang, 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 and then you drive away.
I literally didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know.
Right
what-
side of your truck, ding in the door. It drives me every time I walk by and I can see that stuff, and I go, oh. Every time I see it, it drives me insane.
It's a truck. It's gonna have dings.
No dings.
Speaking of, like, we got love bugs on that truck from driving down 528 to go on the White Claw fishing boat, which will be Monday's BDM show. And you'll hear in the show, spoiler alert, though, when we were out there, we saw a submarine. I know this kind of goes into the story that we had, but so basically there was some story on Fox about a submarine off the coast of Cape Canaveral shooting off a ballistic missile.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was not armed, obviously, but it was a test fire.
Dummy nuke.
And then and they shot it from, like, I guess the coast of Florida, and it landed like a little off the coast of Africa,
Right.
Yeah.
kind of showing like, hey, we could fucking shoot this ballistic missile
Yeah,
up
look
your
at
ass.
us, Africa. Be afraid.
And we don't know.
Africa's doing nothing to us.
It may,
Well, Iran technically in Africa, so
but it may have been
the
the
Middle East Africa area.
when we were
Not
riding
Africa.
out to the Gulf
think it
Stream
is.
in the
No?
White Claw. What? With Iran?
Yeah.
It's above Africa.
Right
Like,
above Africa.
Yeah,
It's near Africa.
The Middle
Near
East.
Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not in Africa.
Yeah, but it does. I'll consider it all.
the
the
same.
same.
Okay,
All
same.
that is sand hot.
Burqini crazy.
Don't want to go. There it is. So I think it was the same submarine that we saw. But what are the
It
chances
had
it's
to have
not?
been, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
It
think so.
looked like it from the photo that you posted this morning. It looked exactly like it.
and if you listen to the BDM show, we're like, oh shit, like Captain Zach from the White Claw Fishing Boat was like, dude, that's a submarine. And then when we turned on the radio to listen to the actual marine radio to make sure they're not saying, stand down, we're fire upon you.
Was it like pan? They're like pan. Like, they
But
get the fuck out of there.
we saw it out there, and there was a news story about
I was
it firing.
Kind of freaking out because then they were like, oh shit, maybe we should turn the radio on. They're probably telling us to get the hell out of here. And I'm like, guys,
If we turn around, they're like, "This is your final warning." Like,
we will shoot. No.
I was kind of wondering when he said, let's turn the radio on, why we didn't already have it on.
They were in party mode, bro.
Yeah, we
Well,
were.
They're playing Old Black Betty and
We were with the
drinking
bar.
White Claws.
you couldn't hear the pan over there. Yeah, the Kid Rock. Yeah.
All right, so there's love bugs. Okay, here's a nerd rant. This is from Jesse H. that we all know. Okay, actual nerd rant. When someone who believes in horoscopes, heaven, and watches ghost hunters refuses to watch a show that has dragons because it's, quote, unrealistic. That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
But people pick and choose their own
Yeah.
like battles to fight, their own reality, what they want to accept, what they don't want to accept. You know, we really do live in a time when it like the amount of criticism that just normal people take. Like I kind of expect it with what we do. You know, like we're gonna get it. But I think normal people get more criticism now than ever. People that don't work in the media, people that just have social media. Like I think, and I think that's sort of a new thing. And I think that's why you're seeing, like, even as like that's why you're seeing a lot of kids, freak out and
People-
commit
yeah.
suicide and hurt themselves
Don't know
because
how to handle it.
they don't know. Again, you're right. They don't know how to handle it, but it didn't used to be that way.
No.
It used to be if you weren't in the public eye, for the most part, you could pretty much go about your day, and if you weren't hurting anybody, then you were fucking fine.
Also, like, the only criticism you would get is in person, and as we know, like, literally, we've been doing this for a long time, and we all can't come up with a story of someone telling us criticism to our faces. So that didn't happen.
I've had people that, like, radio listeners, never podcast listeners, never, not one, for Tom and Dan that's ever insulted me. Radio listeners, different animal.
Well, they'd be like, "Look how short," and I don't even think
they were
those people
trying to relate.
or they're trying to bust your balls
Yeah.
in a dickhead way that didn't come off right. But
Radio Guy did that last week on another Facebook group. Was shitting all over you.
Who was?
Remember the guy that was there was an old cruise pic from a monster cruise, and he was like,
yeah.
and it was like that was the only comment was just like a insult to you, and it's like, all right.
Well, what's funny is you can't even like go in to try and fuck with people now because like you should see the emails that I got from people saying like don't let like people concerned. I got those people like, oh, don't let it ruin your weekend. I'm like, I'm pretty good. And then I had people that would say like, wow, man, you were really triggered by that. You shouldn't let that bother you. So now you kind of live in this weird like catch-22 area where it's just better to just go about your day like Tom does and just like read it. And even if you want to reply, even if you want to be lighthearted or funny, just don't even interact. Because no matter what you do, that's just going to continue the cycle more. It's better just to distance yourself from it and just let it fucking die.
I also have a weird thing where no matter what the comment is, I always take it as if they're fucking around,
joking
around, and instead of something serious, like so. Even when I do, and I rarely see any sort of like or people saying like fucking with me, I always think they're just joking around, like and not serious or not trying to like be a dickhead. They're like I take the optimist.
You do
point of view in that
it's
like not even the best. It's like he's just busting my balls.
But you go that way, I think, with most things. And I think that's an inherent difference that we have. I think inherently you're more positive than I am. If we go into a certain situation, I'll be more apt to go into it like, oh no, that's gonna be fucking shitty.
Well, definitely about negative comments. Like, I think you'll take something more harsh.
I'm more sensitive for sure.
Yeah, than it was
100%,
intended.
100%.
But yeah, going back to like people not experiencing any like negativity or being fucked with, like I said, no one says anything bad to anybody's face. It's too awkward. It's like doesn't exist on the internet. 100%.
Sometimes people do.
They do, but it's rare. Like I can't even remember. I mean, Dan, you've
at
been doing
events,
this for
people don't come up and say shit to you.
No, it's never happened. Seriously, I'm not lying or anything. And if they have, maybe I haven't noticed it, or maybe I'm taking like. Maybe
or you just laugh it off, probably.
Or or something like I'm taking the point of view of like, oh, they're busting my balls. Like, I don't think like I've never had anybody come up to me and say something insulting, like, and be serious and be like, you know what, I don't like what you do. I think you're an idiot. I think you're bumbling. You shouldn't be doing this. Those people
wouldn't even be there anyway.
It's never happened. Like, it's also never even happened on social media or email or anything.
For the most part, though, I think if I ever trouble with anybody, it would be more about like, you can bust my balls all you want. It's just how you go about busting my balls. Like some people, it's like I feel the need to like go in on them a little bit because I'm just like, well, that's some lazy shit. Like, why are you even doing that? Like this guy that was like being an asshole just for like, I don't even know the guy. It's not even like he's a listener that like interacts with me on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
But anyway, when I looked back on it, because then he like tried to like have a rebuttal and all that, I'm like, it's not even fucking worth it. Why am I even engaging?
No,
with this person?
And I think
Stupid.
to a certain extent they hear us making fun of each other and they're like, well, I want to play too, and people listen to the show all the time. You think you know someone, and you're like, I'm gonna do the same thing you guys do to each other.
But that could get dangerous though.
Yeah,
People start acting like they know you, and then they start
out of-
joking around with you, and maybe touching you when they shouldn't.
Well, that's a different
way
scenario.
too far.
Oh, I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You get dangerous when people because they listen, they think they know you guys, and then they think that they can joke along about shit too.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I've had some people that have crossed lines, but 9 times out of 10, I'm kind of with Tom. They don't necessarily
In the chat room,
mean
they want to just reassure you that there is a website called IHateTomBand.com.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
never
forgot
looked at
about
it. I never will. Seriously,
Yeah.
not even interested. Don't even.
No, it's really good.
I'll, yeah.
I mean,
It's a mental illness.
It's
Like
all,
the fact that I'll never go look at it.
I'm looking at it right now, but
it's all
it's
porno.
weird.
It's really good
it's
porno.
weird headlines.
It's, yeah.
Here's you want the fourth gripe? Here's our fourth gripe. This is from Dawn. She says, okay, this is the perfect place for my gripe. Dating at my age is by far the most bizarre thing anymore. The amount of men or boys that automatically resort to sex talk and unsolicited pics is just insane. I'm almost afraid to think that there might not be men out there who actually know how to hold a conversation. Hell, for that matter, actually ask you out. Also, the assumption I'm stupid enough to send them a pic or video of myself. Now, I'm not saying it's not making me laugh my ass off daily, or I haven't been having a little bit of fun with it, but damn, dating at 43 is a lot different than dating in my 20s and 30s.
I think there's also a weird thing where we haven't, as a society, experienced like social media and technology and everybody having a smartphone long enough to understand how to utilize it. For instance, like we're too new into it, and the younger, like dudes, like think about like how horny teenage boys are, right? They're like fucked up in the head horny. Like
I think about it all the time.
Well, you're the testosterone that gets injected into your body by your brain at puberty is so much that you don't know what the
I think
fucking
I'm
do.
hornier now than I was ever as a little
Yeah,
boy.
well, yeah, you're the
Something's
anomaly.
wrong. Like
Yeah.
I need to shoot myself in the chest and have them study my
And
brain.
it's no excuse to do something inappropriate. That's not.
No,
that's not what
and
I'm
I
saying at all,
don't do
but-
anything inappropriate. But if
No,
I
no.
get,
There's
if
a
I,
difference of being horny and being inappropriate.
No,
Right.
no, I know, but
yeah, and
but
I know
people
those lines, but I swear to
don't-
God, you guys, like I am way hornier than like I'm literally almost got clinically depressed last night. My wife said she's on her period.
But think about. Okay,
I want to go jump off the roof.
but
I got so I'm like, oh, they got a fucking weekend coming up,
She's got a mouth.
and then I'm thinking to myself, but that's not going to do it. I need both.
It's not going to do it?
No, I need both.
what? Well, first they wouldn't even.
I
my
need to-
wife, I'd be like, "Hey, you're on the period. Give me a blood." Like I wouldn't even get the B out before she's slamming the door in my face or laughing at how ridiculous.
What? Why is
Why
that?
is that ridiculous?
I don't think that's
I think
ridiculous.
she'd laugh at me like the lady at Burger King if I ordered a filet mignon, and like I'm like, I want a plate, I want a fillet with asparagus and potato, thank you, and then that's how she'd laugh at me asking for a blowjob.
Really? I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think it's that crazy to be like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's that crazy to be like, hey, I know you're in a period. Can I,
No, and well, I guess
When do you ever get a blowjob?
I have to earn it. It goes back to
But like,
lots of
you've
work.
been talking
I
about
feel
this.
like you're always working at your house. You
Yeah.
should be getting blowjobs
I mean,
every day.
yeah, you should have
No.
racked up a bunch of blowjobs.
No,
by
my
now.
wife's getting mad. I go like, I'm gonna go outside and pressure wash the new deck. She'd be like, "You gotta clean the deck. There's a lots to do." She gets mad at me because I want to go out and listen to my fucking gambling podcast and do something
Now-
monotonous.
I don't even know if I can open up this can. But like, does she have to earn the buffalo?
No, that. But even if I wanted to be like, "Hey, do you?" I don't know.
Like, what
my
does
wife
she
might
have
be
to
weird.
earn?
If I offered that, it doesn't mean it, like she has to be.
Well, you don't offer it at dinner, like before you eat your, your hamburger.
Bofadi's nuts in the chat room says she doesn't eat meat, so maybe that's why she's not giving you blowjobs.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but it's more of she wants me like it wants to be nice, wants me to be nice and romantic and do nice things.
If you, like, you
I
go
have to,
walk in
like-
the house, you're like, fuck you.
I gotta warm her up to
yeah, my wife
to the
wants
whole
that too.
thing.
Every
Like-
woman wants that.
Like, no
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
what I do, there's got to be some sort of massage involved. And I'm like, sometimes I tell my wife, I'm like, can we just skip the massage? I don't want to.
Like-
My hands are arthritis crazy. They
But you
hurt.
probably want her to give you a blowjob before you have sex, right? To get you horned up.
I like.
So I
I
think-
like foreplay. So
Okay,
I
well,
want to.
foreplay to her is massage.
Yeah, and I'll do it, but I like everything. I like the foreplay, and then I like the mouth play, and then I like the the entree.
The entree.
Yeah.
What's the next gripe?
Last gripe is number 5. People who be carrying on conversations with people on speakerphone. I don't want to hear that shit. That's from Mike S.
I agree with that.
That one's weird to me because I see a lot of people doing that. It's very prevalent around here. If people are like running or jogging down the road, they'll just be holding their phone and like yelling into it.
Yeah.
It also seems to be a socioeconomic thing where if you like are in a maybe let's say a Walmart, you will have your phone on speaker blasting and you'll be having a full-blown conversation. Doesn't matter what race you are, but you will have a full-blown conversation yelling into your phone while I can hear everything that they're saying, and
I
sometimes
don't
some
know.
like
I see it at the
sensitive
Baldwin
shit.
Publix. It's
the extreme.
everybody does it.
Extreme poor and extreme rich, rudest people in the world.
Yeah.
The middle.
Right in
is
the
fine.
middle, yeah,
You
yeah.
nailed it.
Yeah. Like they
100%.
both. It's weird though.
Give me a good
They both are
lower
entitled.
middle class
Yeah.
person. Give me a good lower middle class person. Not quite middle. I want a little bit less. They'll be the most polite.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Respect.
I understand
They
the
got
extreme
respect.
rich because you're like, you think your
can
money
do
can
whatever
buy
you
anything.
want.
The extreme poor don't understand. I guess it's
They just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I guess it's just, fuck it. What can you do to me? I have nothing. I guess they both have nothing to lose. Although the rich guy does. It's a weird spectrum. The ends of both.
Well,
spectrums.
they're I can't lose.
Yeah,
'Cause
you're
they're
right.
rich.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
with other guys, nothing to lose, and then you got like I won't lose.
Yeah. I can do whatever I
Yeah,
want.
I can do. I'm above the law. You got above the law and nothing to lose.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
in the middle, you've got like just living.
Yeah. I got a
Another
little
day,
bit to
another
lose,
dollar.
not above the law.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
100%.
You want a little bit to lose, not above the law.
Yeah. So those are your gripes of the week. Thank you guys for participating. We do this every week on the BDM page, and if you are selected, you do not win a prize.
But the back to the dating apps and like people sending unsolicited dick pics and stuff. But like,
Have you seen that new show
what?
that's about like dating horror stories?
No.
Online dating. These websites don't have any, and he goes through this whole thing. It's like these websites don't have any protection for anybody on them.
George Zimmerman was on, was it Tinder and Bumble? And one time, like he got like busted out. People started sharing it, and so then he created a whole new account and just changed his name and gave a fake name.
No, this series. I'll try to pull up the trailer, and it's like. It cuts to this lady, and she's like, and that's when he stabbed me with the kitchen knife 12 times.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
That shit's terrifying.
It's on
No.
A&E. It comes on like right after Live PD, and it's a show about like horror stories from Tinder. And from these like Plenty of Fish.
Yeah. Well,
and people going out like you're out on a date. Next thing you're out of Olive Garden. Next thing you know, you're getting stabbed 12 times in the parking lot of Olive Garden.
Yeah, it's like Craigslist or any other like social network where there's gonna be horrible pieces of shit on there, and then the majority is gonna be fine, right? But there'll be examples of these horror stories, and that'll scare some people away, or label the whole thing as like, oh, don't go on there because there you get murdered.
Hold on, I gotta find this shit.
Daniel, like if you were back in like high school, early 20s or whatever, in college, and you had a phone now that
it's called Dating App Horrors: The Untold Story.
You're connected to all these people on social media, and you have the ability to send pics and stuff. It's a dangerous ability to give to super horned up young men, and of course things like that are going to happen, and people are going to get drunk and start sending dick pics. Like it's, I think it probably will correct itself in like 10, 20 years, maybe. Like we'll start teaching. Like I think even I will teach my sons more about phones and the responsibility of them and shit like that. And
Etiquette.
Well, no one taught me that because it didn't exist. I got this shit. I got the smartphone when I was in my late 20s or whatever it is. Like, but if I got it when I was 18, no one ever taught me any sort of etiquette about it. Like, don't send dick pics. Like,
hey, here's the trailer for it. Let's see if I can play this for everybody. Okay, here we go.
These companies fail to warn other
Here we go. This is the dating app.
Industry doesn't have liability.
These companies fail to warn other users. They do not have to take action. I don't think Americans know that.
I was on a date with a monster, and I had no idea.
He stabbed me with the butcher knife until the knife broke.
She was telling everyone this guy is a psycho.
More than 50 million people are online using these apps. How safe is this?
This story has to get out.
Dating app horrors, The Untold Story, Thursday at 10 p.m.
Oh, yeah. That's when he stabbed me with the butcher knife until it broke.
Yeah,
That's a mad. You're real mad when you break the knife.
A cheap knife.
That's true. Get yourself a shin or I like a Vusta.
Now,
Henkel.
those things.
Henkel's not bad.
Henkel won't break.
It's a good German steel.
K-bar.
How
K-bar's good.
is the app supposed to vet and make sure this person's not crazy? Like, is it their responsibility to go and start
Tom, you
looking
don't
at
understand. Nothing is anybody's responsibility anymore. It always rests on somebody else.
Yeah.
It's not your responsibility because you opted into the app and you're the one that went to the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
It's the company that set up this wonderful way to meet people. It's their fault.
Yeah. Because
everything is everybody else's fucking fault.
I don't understand. Now, I guess you do have some responsibility, and if you're grossly negligent, you should be held accountable. But other than being grossly negligent, like, what are you know? I mean, if the person put, like, I will stab anybody I go on a date with, like, hey, flag that person. But other than that, like, how are they supposed to know this person's a fucking lunatic? You know?
You guys ever been on a date with a
Background checks?
lunatic?
Yeah, but is a company supposed to background check every new user?
They don't have to, but I'm saying
No.
I think if a company did and it was known that, hey,
Does eHarmony do
I don't
that?
know. I'm not
I
sure
bet
if
you
any
they
of those
do.
do.
Because
The ones
that's
you
a
pay-
big fucking company, man.
Well,
that
yeah.
old man, I look in his eyes, I trust him.
But the free ones,
The
they can't.
eHarmony man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? When you
Yeah.
look at that old man, he's like, hi, I'm Glenn from me. I'm like, I trust you, old man. You're like an old grandpa of love.
Well, there's some you have to pay a monthly fee, and they may do some more vetting process. But the free ones, like, they can't do that shit. Like, it's free to go on there and use it. It's like
My
Craigslist.
God, George BDM says, Christian mingle is where I pray. Don't even joke about that.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back with some mail on mail.
Yes, sir.
But we're all, it's weird because we're all out of the dating app, even like eligibility at this point. So we have no experience
Dude,
with it.
I wouldn't want to do it. Dawn, who left that
terrifying
gripe,
to me.
I would not want to be, and she's also a woman, and anybody that thinks it's not harder is insane. Almost everything is harder for ladies, and I think in dating, I would be very, very scared. If my daughter, and eventually she will, comes to me and says she signed up for some dating app, I'm going to be fucking petrified. I also just farted and felt the bubbles come up my shorts and out of my belt.
I heard that.
Did
Out
you
of your
hear that?
belt.
I heard it.
I didn't mean to do it, but as I've gotten older, things are falling out of my ass.
But
You got angry about thinking about your daughter dating.
No, it scares the shit out of me, man. It absolutely scares the shit out of me.
But you'll teach. I mean, yeah, obviously, hey, if you're gonna meet a stranger, like do it in a public place and go, like, you know what I'm saying, like, and then if the person comes
Everything
off
at Olive Garden.
weird, don't go into some private place with them. Like,
Yeah.
there's some common sense involved, right? Like,
I mean, there is, but you know, like you do a lot of things if you want to be liked, or if you want to have a mate, or if you want to have a significant other.
you could also just as easily meet a crazy person at Latitudes for 3
Yeah.
for ones and
But if you,
go
if
home
you
and get
meet
stabbed by them.
Well,
Hey,
don't
that's
go
where I
home
met
with them.
my-
What I'm saying is,
I
like,
met
you know,
my
vet
wife.
them out in public a few times. You know,
Yeah.
I think our
around
second
people.
date, my wife passed out with her skirt around her waist at Latitudes. And I went home and
and
I
if you were a
stabbed her
piece
with my
of
dick
shit,
knife.
if you were a piece of shit, you know, you could have taken advantage of her. You know what I mean?
I did not.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
waited
saying.
until she
That-
took
if that shit
advantage of me
happens
in Jacksonville.
and you were a dickhead, like she could have, something terrible could have happened to
I
her.
remember like it was yesterday. I was like, oh, she's like, just the tip.
Come on.
It's like, are you really going to put it in? And
Come
then
on.
she sat all the way down on it, and I was like,
No,
oh,
come on.
feels so good.
Come on. Don't talk about
Don't
it.
make it stop.
No, come on.
I was like, you don't want to wear condoms? I'm allergic to latex.
I remember that weekend. That was that weekend that dude pulled a gun on me.
Yeah, I pulled a gun on my wife. I shot her right in the face.
Come on.
Blew her head off.
All right.
I'm the Dick Shane of Burke.
No, come on. All right. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more Mediocre Time. with Tom and Dan.
Here's the music. Brand new Bad Religion. The name of the album is Age of Unreason. Big Black Dog is the name of the song. And welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Butler's running around somewhere. Sir, do you want to jump into some mail on mail?
All
Yes, I
right,
do.
thanks, Tactical Hat.
Hey guys, thanks for calling 1-800-HOT-DICK, the place to find real action with real men. To make it even better, we've got new low prices. So low, we're practically giving it away free.
If you are a man seeking a woman, press 1. If you are a woman seeking a man, press 2. If you are a man seeking a man, press 3.
Man. A man.
It does sound like Zach.
It does.
Yeah.
Did he ever send you that where he was supposed to?
Yeah, he did. But now when I hear it, I'm like, it is Zach.
yeah.
It's fucked me up now. I wish he'd never done it.
Mail on Mail brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Use hashtag TDABC when you are heading over to the ABC to buy some White Claw, some Red Cypress, any product that you want. And also, if you're going to go to thehumidor.com to buy your cigars, use the promo code Tom and Dan. You'll get a percentage off. And
We also have
it'll
a
help
contest for that as well. There's like a form you fill out that Tony, I think, posted. We
Yes.
have all the contests going on, which, by the way, hashtag Fat Butler contest ended today.
Oh, yeah. Who won that one?
Thomas Gutierrez, I
All
believe.
right.
I sent it to Dan, the picture that won.
All right, let me see. Let me go in here and find it. Thomas Gutierrez.
Mm-hmm. He won some Mellow Mushroom gift card, a bunch of stuff. Studio visit.
He's a pretty.
I don't see
He
it,
gave
I
away
don't
too
see
many
it, I
prizes
don't
for
see it,
that
I don't
one.
see
You want me to
it.
forward it to you again?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Sorry.
Oh, congratulations, old Gutierrez.
Yeah, thank you, Gutierrez. You
So,
win.
the, Fat
Oh, I got
Pappers.
it. I got
Oh,
it.
you
here.
got it, okay.
Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna put this
okay.
up so everybody to see. Oh man, that's good.
It's Fat Butler as Chris Christie at the baseball game.
There he is. Yeah,
Look at that moose knuckle.
I like it. I
that's
like
good.
it. Well done.
Big old pappus.
The hat matches the pants. I love it.
Well
Chris,
done.
Chris Christie, he
is
missed
disgusting.
He missed the time frame when you used to be able to be a big fat president or like politician. You know, like that was the thing. Like your pants hiked up above your.
It's a Grover
titties.
Cleveland scenario.
Yeah. Like it used to be a sign, and now everybody just shit on him. Social media making fun of him.
Well, but then you got
right out of
you
the
got
office.
other politicians that don't adhere to that. Like Obama was a lean president. You know, Justin Trudeau from Canada, lean prime minister. You know, like you look at these other world leaders. I mean, you can give him all the shit you want. You even look at Trump. He's not super fat. You know, he's not
He's a big boy.
He's not the pinnacle of health, but there are.
He also
you
wears his pants high.
a little high. You look at Putin. He's a more
Beefy.
he's a beefier guy. He's still got fudge tits though. Sorry, Putin.
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming at
Still
you.
got fudge tits. That's okay.
First email.
This is from our friend Kenny. Hey, T&D, I know you guys don't really feature individual businesses on the hookups page when you do ads, but I do want to give a special shout out to Gillis Automotive. I went to them purely because they were a T&D supporter and because I'd get the hookup discount for being a listener/BDM, and man, do they do some great work. Awesome service, competitive price, and really quick turnaround for a brake job I did want.
Nice.
Anyway, I'm writing awesome online reviews for them, but if you ever get a chance to chat with them, definitely let them know that being a part of the hookups page is working, so their advertising with you is paying out. Keep up the good work, boys and gal.
There you
Awesome.
go.
Yeah. They, I've used them before. They're good.
Yeah.
Right there in Winter Park too.
Yeah.
So,
Can't beat them. Thank you, Gillis, and thank you to all of our hookups. You can always go in there and take a peek. Let's jump into a voicemail.
Okay. There's been a lot of discussion about the size of the wave and the motion of the ocean, and I think, Tom, I don't think you understand what the quote is actually saying. It's not talking about the actual D into the V. It's talking about if you have a big wave, you can't just use your big wave. It's not gonna get the job done. You know, it's talking about how you can't be lazy. You know, you gotta do a little headbutt, and then back to some massage, and then maybe some D to the V, and then maybe back to the massage, and then maybe headbutt until they're done, and then you D to the V until you're done. But it's not talking about the actual D to the V action. It's talking about the whole gambit.
I'll disagree with that.
You can't just rely on the big wave.
It's
you
the
got a
way you
normal
move
size
the wave,
wave.
sir.
Yeah,
Motion.
it's how you
mix it up.
wiggle your wave.
No, you guys are
Also,
going
for the love of Christ,
Sometimes
sir.
you need little waves. Sometimes you need bigger waves.
I love this guy, and he calls into the show a lot.
Isn't
But
it
for
the
the
size
love
of
of
the
God, get a Gatorade. Your lips are. I mean, I'm like, for the love of
dry.
Christ, you need a Powerade, a Gatorade, an Avocare, or something. Wet yourself.
What the fuck is he talking about? Waves? Isn't it the size of your boat, not it's the motion of the ocean? Not, what's he
Correct.
talking about? Like you got these large waves. I'm like, what are you talking
Well,
about?
That's what I just
You don't
said,
have a large
motherfucker.
wave?
No, it was basically like Dan was saying, like, you know, tip shaft, like, you know,
tip shaft.
deeper thrust, shorter thrust. I don't.
Although
I feel like I have to teach you
I'm
sex
gonna
education.
I'm gonna say something that I bet.
That's all I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna say something that my wife may or may not be upset that I'm gonna say.
Oh, don't say it. It's Mother's Day
But
weekend. Don't do it.
if I do let's say I go tip shaft, and then I'm out and I want to, let's say, toothbrush, brush your teeth, she's gonna be like, I don't know, don't like the taste of that toothpaste, and I'm like, but it's your fucking toothpaste.
Not all girls like that.
That never happened in my
Yeah,
house.
see?
Never happened in my house.
I'm gonna say, Sam's like looking around. She's like, I'll do
If
it.
roles were reversed,
Give it to Mikey. Mikey will eat anything. Mikey likes it.
I'm fine. I'm with Sam. I'm fine with it.
Look, I'm with Sam too.
My
but
own body.
My wife does it. You know, she's like, and then I'm like, well, what? You get a washcloth? I'll wipe it off.
Although then you get the guys that are into. This is getting into it. Show's
Did you
too
just
dirty.
gargle? Did you just?
Were you gonna say ass to mouth?
No,
I like how Tom
that's
goes,
too far.
Oh.
I was talking about.
That's where I thought he was going to.
That's right. It's okay. I'm not crazy.
Where you get the
What about mouth to ass?
the cream pie.
Totally
no,
fine?
Yeah.
But ass to mouth, get a washcloth out.
No.
Wipe it off. You gotta clean your sword off. Put it back in the sheath.
I see what this guy's saying. He's like, but that's not what the actual term is about. This guy's saying like, oh, you gotta put some effort into it. You gotta do foreplay and all this stuff. But the actual phrase, the old school
Slower, faster.
motion of the ocean, the size of the boat thing,
Angles.
I still don't understand the motion of the ocean thing.
It's not the size of the worm. It's the fish you catch with said worm.
Because it's implying that there's some sort of right cadence or motion to sex.
I think there is.
And what I'm saying is I never see it in porno.
Yeah, but porno is an inaccurate representation of sex.
Correct.
It is a demonstration of sex, whereas wrestling is an inaccurate representation of actual fighting.
But have you guys seen a porno?
Porno is WWE for sex.
Have you guys seen a porno where you're like, oh, that guy is doing it right? I'll ask Samantha, have you seen a porno where you're looking at the guy and you're like, oh, he's doing the motion correctly?
Yeah.
And is it different than the porno that I see?
I don't know. I don't know what pornos you see.
Well, I mean, just the average.
The pornos he sees.
I mean, the guy's,
First of all, he got a whole tab on his computer, this babysitter.
I mean, he's doing, like, I know.
If he's just pumping the same time,
that's
the
too
same
much.
way, then yeah, that's boring.
Well, then he's slowing down.
No, but my wife doesn't like
motion of the ocean is.
My wife doesn't like that. My wife likes a Gungla gunga, Gungla gunga. Wonka, 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 wonka.
That's the motion.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. 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 Gungala, 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 gungala.
That doesn't
What was
seem,
that? Did you fart?
That motion doesn't seem good.
I don't think that motion was good either, but that's what Andrea
It's
likes.
all subjective.
I know what she likes. She likes the gungala,
They just mean don't do the same fucking thing over and over. It's boring.
Well, the saying should be it's not the size of the boat. Everybody likes something different. Like, it's just
that is literally what the saying means.
Yeah.
It's not the size of the boat. It's not the size of your dick. It's what you do with it. It's how you work it.
Well, if everybody likes something different, then
you gotta figure it out. It's different with everyone.
I bet some girls like it. Dang, 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 dang,
No.
dang. Who knows?
Nobody likes that.
Yeah,
someone does. I bet.
Someone likes that.
Well, then it should be
jackhammer.
It should be the saying should be.
No, but the jackhammer is different. The jackhammer is a position, not
No,
how
that's drill
fast you're
press.
going.
Jackhammer's when you go hard and fast.
Well, yeah. All I'm saying
You
is
ever
should
had
be
a
like-
girl ask you for harder and faster? And you're like, I can't do anymore.
It's not every girl.
No, I had one girl that was like, give it, come on. And I'm like,
Oh, she was talking shit.
And I'm like, fuck, I'm so tired. Like, I'm pumping.
That's too much
I'm
pressure.
pumping, I can't do it anymore. And then, and then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, she's been with so many people that is literally like, I'm never,
Yeah. You can never satisfy.
I'd have to literally tape 9 dicks to my dick.
Like, just assume that I am trying 100%. Because that's like there's
well,
no
I'm not
more.
gonna go in. I'm not gonna go in 35%.
Yeah. Like if I if I'm trying to slam dunk and I keep just whiffing because I can't even get close, like assume that I'm like if I could do it, I could do it. Like I would slam it.
Thank you. Unfortunately, it's disappointing because you're like, oh, we're playing basketball. Let me go to my car, get my basketball out of my trunk, and change it into my N1.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. I am trying my hardest right now.
Yeah.
So you telling me to try harder is not gonna.
Do you guys ever
do anything?
Do you guys ever get high and then your wife's riding you, and then when you come, you think your heart's gonna explode because you're so high, and you're like, ah! And like you scream, and then you're like, and then you have to sit there with your fucking motor straight in the air, and there's still a little bit coming out the top. I'm just like, still, and I'm just like, have to stay
Don't
here.
move.
And like, don't move. And then I'm tense.
I think we are on the opposite sides of the spectrum, and most of everybody falls in between, and no one's coming close to either of us. This is a good thing. I know. Next,
your sex life sounds so boring,
It's
Tom.
miserable.
Quiet, no motion in the ocean.
Most people that are married as long as me probably experience somewhat. I know there's the anomalies. They'll be like, I've been married for 50 years and I still bang every day.
I don't think that's gonna happen. That's why I'm getting as much out of it as I can. Like even last night, my wife was like, I understand why you were mad the other night when we couldn't have sex because today, and you knew it, I had my period. And she's like, you know my body better than I do. And I was like, yes, I do. I know that. I know how many.
A period tracker?
As soon as she's done, it's all up here. As soon as she's done with her period, I know how many times and how many weekends I have where we can go until it's coming again. I can feel it. I can feel the fucking the Ice King or whatever. What was his name? The fucking the Night King. I can feel him marching towards the wall. And I know it's coming.
Yeah. You got.
I'm the three-eyed raven. Tiny raven.
Three-eyed period raven. Worst.
Yeah.
Don't.
Worst. I'm Raisin Bran.
Next.
Email.
Next up. Oh yeah, email.
I'm sitting here having a few IPAs and toot whistles. I was wondering if you had to put a number on it, how many hours do each of you put into the company a week? If you were paid hourly, how many hours would be on your paycheck?
Oh God.
Just a thought because I work in an industry where I could work 36 hours one week and 100 the next. I love you guys. You keep me close to home in Orlando, even though I live in the Northeast now.
Well, here's the thing. Me and Daniel have to put more. We put more time into it because we're always thinking about it.
We're connected to it, so it's like a part of us. So it's like, there's no.
But our business hours usually like 10:30 to maybe sometimes 2:55. Get a 3-hour lunch in between. Yeah. So
I'm a solid 15 hours a week.
Yeah. If
solid
and a heavy.
That's a heavy 50.
Yeah. We're counting one.
A lot of multitasking in there.
Yeah.
And a lot of long duty. I took a long duty break today. That you guys.
And I'm surfing Uncrate, and then I.
Do you guys do what I do? I go in there and I just sit on the toilet to hide from you guys. It's just like a regular business. I go in there and I sit down, and then I'm like, if I hear you guys do anything, then I know I have a little more time because I'm like, oh, okay, they don't know where I'm at or they don't care.
Why do you think I put the pop socket mount on there, man?
Oh, well, Tom left his phone in here yesterday, and I was in there. I was shitting with the door open because everybody had left. Well, I like it. I like to be able to watch to make sure my enemies aren't going to fucking try to attack me.
Well, what are you going to do if you're shitting?
Like Joffrey, I'm going to shoot him with a crossbow. I have a crossbow in there behind the toilet. Don't look behind the toilet. It's loaded. Poison tipped.
I left and I got like 3 blocks away, and I'm like, "Where the fuck my cell phone?"
Which is weird because you always have your cell phone on you.
And salads. I've been eating a lot of salads because I'm losing weight, but salads fucking kill my stomach.
So I came,
just wreck me.
I got back here. I thought Daniel had left.
No, when I heard the beeps, I had to jump with a shit ass. It was like, and I go, wah! And I jumped and I grabbed the door and I slammed it, but then I'm like, he's gonna think I'm fucking whacking off.
No.
Yeah.
I did think that. So then I came in there, I was looking at my desk, I look here, and I was like, shit. And then Daniel was like, hello. Like,
I go, someone's in here.
Then I'm like, I left my phone. He's like,
hello.
And I left it in the pop socket because
don't use that.
I had to put it there.
Bubba uses that when he watches out of the corner of his eye while he's whacking it.
And then
Work on my peripherals.
So
Yeah.
then Daniel was in there shitting, and then I'm like, my phone's in there, and he's like, it stinks in here. And then I'm
so
like,
I crack the door and
and
I have
I-
to waddle over with a shit ass.
yeah, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna look throwing the phone out because I don't want to turn the corner and see my business partner in that situation.
I almost walked out just Porky Pig.
yeah. So then Daniel throws the phone out, and
Yeah.
then I had to pick it up. I shield my eyes. I don't want to
Do
see
you,
the
tuck,
atrocity.
do you tuck
all
the
over
dick
it.
between your legs when you walk, or do you just let it just kind of waddle? Or how do you
No,
walk?
I would just walk out nude
Like,
at
walk out
that
nude.
point. Like my daughter does when she's like, I'm done. And she just walks out, no pants on, shit ass.
Yeah.
Smushes the shit out.
And then I'm like, you wipe yourself at school. And she goes, I know, but I'm not at school. And I'm like, oh, you
you're her
motherfucker.
slave.
Oh, she's clever, man.
Also, my sons, they have a better or a more efficient beehole.
Tight
It
butthole.
doesn't. There's no poo poo
No.
down there when I wipe their butt.
Only if they
Wait,
ate
do they
something.
stand or sit when you wipe them?
Well, they stand and bend over. They usually I put
They bend over?
I put my leg out so they bend over my knee and I'm wiping their ass.
What?
Vigorously like a
That's
saint.
weird.
No,
No, sir. That is weird.
Say Wataneu sanding my boat.
I don't think
sanding
you're
it
doing
in.
that right.
And then there's no doo-doo.
I don't have kids,
I
but that
don't
doesn't
bend
sound
them over
right.
my leg in order to wipe their.
I also have a hard time figuring out where their butthole is.
See, you're not even wiping their ass.
I don't even know
They got
what's
shit
going on.
ass.
Oh shit! Your butthole's long and shaped like a dick. Hold on, let me wipe that. Pull your underwear up.
You know, I do.
You're just wiping their cheeks.
You're wiping their dick head. Meanwhile, they've caked shit ass.
I don't know.
Oh,
God, walk around
man.
and itchy butt everywhere.
You don't even
I'm like,
know anatomy.
I'm like, they're fine. They'll be in the pool later.
That's your thing about everything. Like, oh, I'll be in the pool. It makes it clean. That is not how that works.
Shock the
I don't
pool.
know.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know
hadn't
what's
showered
going
in
on.
a
You know
week.
what? I've had a breakthrough right now. Between the things that I say and the things that you say, I realize why we lose listeners now. People are like, we listen to this. And then they're like, but why?
Between
Let's-
that and Seth's burqa bikini
Yeah.
stories of
Burqini.
Was he trying to bait us into being
yeah.
anti-Muslim in some way?
sounded like
I
it.
took $10 off his pay. And he,
Thank you.
And he threatened to kill me, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, are you going to pay me on
Twice.
PayPal? I was like, $90 this week, $10 off for the burqa store.
Yeah. You're not going to bait us
nothing
into
wrong with it, but you're-
Muslim bashing.
Yeah, you're trying to bait me into so you're...
Wait, you're paying him to do the news?
Well, he demanded it.
We did demand it.
Yeah.
Tom's being bullied.
Wow.
This is the same thing Lee would do to Tom.
Well, I started paying Busdecker, and then I
Well,
established
Busticker's an actual journalist.
I
Not
know,
now.
but
Now I'm a don't do drugs storyteller.
Dare officer. Yeah.
Yeah. He
You
might
guys are
as well be-
benevolent with the money now.
Yeah, why don't you give me a teddy bear as I watch my fucking house burn down, Buster?
You might as well be dressed like McGruff. You're a
You're
glorified
McGruff, the crime dork.
You're social
alone.
McGruff.
Your McGruff hair fell out.
I'm joking.
We like
Come back.
Yeah, please. We miss you, Bus.
Oh,
All right, voicemails. Here we go.
Hey guys, just wanted to call. I'm super fucking stoned right now, and I just woke up from a fucking dream. And I had a dream that, like, all three of the fucking fan blades were coming down like snakes and trying to fucking eat me and all that shit. But, anyways, I'm just trying to wonder, what is, or what has been y'all's craziest dream when you're super fucked up?
I don't remember leaving this
It
voicemail.
seems like for the past few nights I've had a fucking few of them. But anyways, talk to y'all later, dude.
All right. It seems like the more messed up you are, the less you dream, right? Like you don't go into the REM sleep because
I haven't dreamt in years.
It's hard to achieve it. You know, my daughter came into our room, and I think she was like sleepwalking the other night, and she banged on. You know, we keep our door shut, and her door shut. She comes and she has to bang on the door. So she bangs on the door, which startled me and Andrea. We woke up and we're like, you know, we walked to the door, we open it up. She comes in, and you could tell just by the way her face looked that she wasn't fully awake, you know, like she was still sort of asleep. And she's like, I don't want anybody to get Caesar. I don't want him to cut Caesar's head off.
Oh my God.
God.
She's like, don't chop Caesar's head off. And Andrea's like, what?
There's a Japanese ghost in my corner.
Yeah.
Long black hair.
Yeah, she was like, don't chop Well, I have to call Andrea.
Did
I think
she
that's
watch something with something close to
That's what I thought. I'm like.
I mean, you
Episode 1, Game of Thrones.
you showed her the Antichrist.
Yeah. But I only made her watch the scene where they bash the dick and the cum comes out.
My sons tell me and I laugh every time because I'm like, oh, this is Daniel's curse, because they tell me their dreams, which I hate dreams.
Yes.
And it's the dumbest shit. Like Tommy wakes up and then I'm still sleeping. And of course he wakes up in our bed. And then he's like, I had a dream. Me and Max are walking, and then we went to the room, and then.
Hey, this
goes on forever. Like, oh!
What was the dream about?
Kind of like your question.
About Caesar that Maisie said, like, I don't want him to get his head chopped off?
Yeah, you were right. You said it right. I was listening.
Okay.
She just busted in, and she's like, don't hurt Caesar. Don't hurt him. And then when I got her back to bed, she was like, I don't want to chop his head off. I was like, what?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. That's, like, concerning. And
when Maisie was at
But
Tommy,
it did change my mind about chopping his head off. I was like, all right, well, if it means that much to you, then he will forego his punishment for, licking my leg one time. I'm I'm fair. I'm stern, but I'm fair.
Quick death.
Hey,
honorable.
Did you hear me talking about the other stuff? Are you mad?
No, I'm not mad at
But you don't like, to brush
like-
brush your teeth when there's already some of your own paste on there,
come
right?
on.
Oh, my God, no. I do not. No, I don't want to taste that. No.
Well,
But
how do you think I
did-
feel when I'm down there, eating the mustache?
But you seem to like it. So.
I do like it.
But I really liked your impression of the wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that the right motion?
No, it's the...
It's the motion she likes.
Gungla gunga. Yeah,
What's
see, she
the
knows.
second Gungla?
Oh, yeah. You can't handle the second Gungla.
Oh, there's only one.
No, there's a Gungla gunga, and then there's a Gungla gunga.
Hold on. Where is the piston in the rotation at the end?
There's no pistons.
No,
This is a free-wheel drive shaft. I love you.
I love you.
Gungla gunga.
I'm more confused than ever.
Well, we got to unconfuse you. We got to get
Nah,
your wife
no,
in
it's
here,
too
get
late.
you in here,
No.
we'll broker a deal, and then it'll be Blowjob City.
No, no Blowjob City. It's
all roads are closed.
It's I see it in the
Under
distance.
construction.
I'm going further backwards from it.
Oh,
I just see the tips of the
man.
buildings.
Don't look at the tips.
Too far to go.
Your turn.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to distract you.
I can't remember if it was or not. Hey, y'all, did anyone watch Making a Murderer 2? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I am
Making a Murderer 2. This time, more murdery.
I have not watched it. Too many other murder things to watch.
Is it the
and listen
same
to.
guy? Is it same
case? Yeah.
Oh, enough is enough.
So they released the kind of the dumb nephew kid, right? Like that was the last story.
I don't know if they released. Is he released?
Well, he was,
He's
but he
out?
may have gone back. I don't know. I haven't followed up with it.
Yeah,
So
I think they released the nephew. Then they thought they were going to release the main character, but he's still in jail, as far as I know.
Because he killed her.
But well, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing: you're watching a documentary, and they can skew it whatever the hell way they want to. So you could tell a story in a way that it makes it seem guilty as shit, and a way that makes him seem innocent. Although I watched the first one, it did seem like they didn't have enough evidence to convict this dude, and
Agreed.
I'm sure that happens a lot. I mean, think about how many police agencies there are and how many murder cases there are, and if the police, especially in the 90s, or maybe not so much now. Because everything is so accessible and with social media.
You
and
guys
everything,
don't watch Live PD anymore, do you?
No.
You never really got
I'd only
into
ever
it.
watched a couple episodes.
God, the new one they have that's all body cam footage.
Yeah.
It's aggressive as fuck.
Well, also with body cams, there's a lot more evidence of what police are doing. So, we've had BDM cops that have told me the days of them letting people go because
there's too much accountability.
Yeah. Well, you got a body cam. There's the squad car's got a camera on, so you can't just get out of
Dude, last week this guy's chasing a guy that a suspect that was driving erratic that almost ran over a police officer. I've never seen this before, and it's all in his body cam. The cop pulls his sidearm out while he's driving behind the guy and starts shooting through his own
I've seen
window
it. Yeah.
to shoot the guy. It's so aggressive. I mean, and they got him. I mean, they eventually got him, and he's just shooting through his own window.
Yeah, I think that's a training technique.
Yeah, they're allowed to do it. That is exactly a technique. If you're taking, because the guy was shooting at them.
Yeah.
And so to return fire, they just shot right through their own windshield.
Yeah. And in the movies,
not exactly the thing you want to watch at 9:30 at night when your edible just kicked in. It's a little too heavy.
It does make sense to shoot through your own windshield, but in the movies, you're always out. You always lean out the car window.
Can't do it.
It makes total sense. Like shoot straight through the windshield. It's just a glass. It's not going to slow down the bullet at all. But you always did. Then you do that move where your passenger climbs out halfway out.
Yeah, but if you're in an enclosed car, that. It's going to ring your ears
No,
crazy. You're going to shatter the glass all over you. Yeah, I'm throwing my hand out the window.
They should just put a piece of saran wrap on there.
A little
that you can shoot through.
Like you ever seen the gun holes in armored cars?
Yes.
I was wondering who if that has ever been used. Like has someone shot out that gun hole?
It's only used for the Joker to put a novelty TNT canister through.
Yeah.
Right? Like they open it and they put like a dynamite in there and they blow it up.
It only backfires on the actual armored car driver at all in any movie, but I'd love to see some armored car guy like put the barrel of his gun in and just start shooting. And then also, can you see anything?
Limited view, right?
Also, if I was the bad guy, I'd be like, I would just stand to 2 feet to the left. I can't get me.
We got LJ on line 2 if you want to take him.
All right. LJ, what's going on, man?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
What is shaking? What's on your mind today?
Hey, man, I was just talking to you earlier in the week about the neighbor downstairs who had been hacking into my Bluetooth in the middle of the night and playing all sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah, I told this to Tom a little bit, that I mentioned it to Tom that you were having some issues with. Now, how is he able to make sure that you activate it like your Bluetooth? How does that work?
I think it's because I let my neighbor use it whenever we would, like, come over and have parties or whatnot. Not really parties, but little get-togethers, cooking dinner and all that we'd be hanging out.
Yeah.
And that he was able to access it as well. So I just made it to where there was no passcode. So that's what I know you're the tech guy. I'm wondering how in the hell he can do that, because I've had people say, well, try to connect to somebody else's, and I can't do it.
It's because you got to pair them.
So
yeah, you got to pair it. So Butler's correct. Once you're paired, it'll remember the device. If it's not a remembered device, it won't do it. It won't activate it.
You need to, you just need
to. That neighbor lives about 20 miles away now. So I'm wondering if it must be just somebody downstairs that's, I guess, pairing it to mine. But like I said, sleeping in the middle of the night, and then they just play like weird little sounds, like screeching, like somebody scratching a chalkboard.
What
and then
in the hell?
I'll wake up. Oh, it's super weird to where I'll wake up and I don't hear anything. I look around and I just go back to sleep, and then a random door will slam.
Bro, you're in a haunted house.
Yeah, your house is haunted. No one's fucking with your speaker, bro. Get the fuck out.
Can't you just
sage that bitch?
Burn some
Can't
sage.
you just turn the Bluetooth speaker off?
I'm thinking about just getting rid of the motherfucker. I mean, I am in Savannah, so I'm getting ready to just toss this motherfucker out the window and just...
So, basically...
I like the idea of, couldn't you just turn the Bluetooth speaker off? It's like, you know
Gotta
what,
get rid
man?
of it.
I knew there's a
Well, I
reason
guess how am I
called
going to
you
connect it
guys.
to my TV?
You know what? I'm just going to kill myself. That's the only way
Yeah,
to fix
only
it.
way out is to kill myself and then donate this Bluetooth speaker to my family so they can continue the curse.
So basically, someone's just messing with you by playing sounds on some other, like, because if you go, if you're in a populated area and you look on your Bluetooth and search devices, you're going to see a bunch of them. It's kind of like Wi-Fi.
I can do it right now.
I mean, everything everything's Bluetooth, everything's Wi-Fi. So
They should, in theory, though, come up unsuccessful when you try to pair them, unless you've actually tried to paired it with that device.
They
itself.
would at least be able. That's what I've been.
Well,
thinking,
maybe
Butler,
my guess is that they have the same device that you have downstairs or wherever you're at, and they're connecting to theirs or they're connecting to yours automatically. They're like, what the fuck? Why is this not working on mine? Either that or they're fucking with you, because if they're playing like ghost noises in your fucking house, I mean, come on, it's not like they're fucking playing mbop or some shit in the middle of the fucking night for you. You know, like-
also, the cheaper the device, probably the less security it has. You know,
Correct.
like you get one of those cheap, like,
Hold on, what are you saying here?
Well, I'm just saying, you get a cheap $6 like Bluetooth boombox or whatever at CVS Anybody can connect to it, right?
Dan Paul in our Twitch chat room says, "Can't he just burn down the neighborhood?"
He's already tried that.
So you have kill yourself, burn down the neighborhood. That's all we got.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, start a race war. I put that one on there.
Kill anything.
Dan did get me. Dan got me with that one because this is the pine tree guy.
Yeah, we know.
You can get a girl pregnant. That would help.
Bluetooth, and you have to knock your teeth out.
Yeah. You have to
you gotta flick them out.
your teeth out.
Flick the teeth out.
Well, good luck with it, man. Let us know what happens, okay?
All right, guys. Y'all have fun.
All right, man.
He seemed bummed by our answer.
I don't care what's going to happen. I think no one cares.
Here,
Right?
let's do another voicemail.
We're not getting fucked with.
Hey guys, you're talking about kids being picky eaters on the Friday Free Show. When I was a kid, there was this girl who didn't like sesame seeds on buns, and no shit, her parents would pick them off one by one for her, which I remember being like 12 and thinking was just fucking ridiculous. Like, if I asked my parents to do that, they'd rather see me not eat than bend to some absurd will. Anyway, just thought you guys would find that story as fucking ridiculous as I do.
Well, I mean, like, can't you
Just take the
can't you
Dust
just
them off.
rub them hard and they all fall off? You don't have to pick them off one by
My
one.
parents were just taking the bottom bun and put it on the top and be like, "Yeah, you got 2 bottoms."
Yeah. Also,
Eat
yeah,
your
but then
fucking
somebody's
burger.
getting double seeds.
Best fucking burger ever. Then 2
What,
top
double
buns?
seeds?
I'll take a
Double
top
seeds?
bun and a bottom.
No,
yeah, 2 tops.
I'm a bottom
tops?
bun man. Whenever
like the
we used to make
Extra
poor
soft.
people garlic toast, you know, everybody knows that. You get leftover hamburger buns, you put butter on it and garlic salt. Too much garlic
We
salt.
never had hamburger buns growing up, just white bread.
You never had hamburger buns?
No.
Yeah, that's
Even
true.
with hot dogs, just
Yeah.
a piece of white bread, put the hot dog diagonal.
Diagonal.
Yeah.
That was my question. Did you do it long ways or
100%.
yeah, you got to do it diagonal. My dad loved white bread and hot dogs.
Everybody's-
Salt everywhere.
Everybody
Piece
has
of ghetto cheese
I
and
grew up with fine
like
pretzel buns and
Oh,
high end.
excuse
Only
us.
the finest Jew dogs.
ketchup, Kraft cheese, the German
Homemade,
the knockoff Kraft sliced cheese,
and all the good shit.
But for sure, if you're
mayonnaise. Let's make a
curry.
if you're picking off the your kid's sesame seeds, you're ruining them. Don't do that. Like, and this is coming from me.
What if they're allergic?
Well, that's one. Don't even give it to them if they're allergic. And who's allergic? No one's allergic to sesame
Well,
seeds.
give them
right?
a couple.
But that I was talking about the other
their
day.
immune system.
You're better off literally leaving, like not being around your kid.
I know.
And then doing everything for your kid and picking off the sesame. You'll ruin them more by doing everything for them, doing anything they ask.
Isn't that
and
what you
Yeah,
do?
like cutting
Don't you
grapes.
I
cut
know.
grapes
I'm
and
trying
make them
to
not
stop.
walk and.
I'm trying. I'm just saying. At least I know better.
I know better. I just don't do better.
No, I know. I fight against it every day, but I do know that a person would be better off like not being around than doing every single thing for their kid and spoiling them and that kind of thing. I know it sounds hypocritical, but I'm just saying. I did fair warning out there for all the parents that are picking their kids' sesame seeds off their bun. Don't do that. You'll ruin them, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
Or just don't buy buns with sesame seeds.
That's easier.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, you could just
It's
not do that, right?
Have sesame seed buns ever dramatically changed the burger or sandwich they're made on?
Not to me.
No, it's stupid.
Does anybody,
they don't
even
do
a
anything
classically trained chef with an amazing palate, do they bite into it and they're like,
They fall off.
oh yes, the sesame, the bite of the seed combined with it. Like, it doesn't work, right?
Yeah, I've never noticed any taste.
No.
Me neither.
It doesn't
Not
enhance.
a significant crunch or anything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just kind of
There
there.
might be like a slight sesame flavor to the bun, but I mean, it's totally lost when you bite in with the meat and the other condiments in there. I mean,
we can all agree it doesn't enhance anything.
No.
Also, doesn't take away from anything. It's
No. There's no need for it, is my point.
Yeah, you're right.
You
totally.
know, even on sesame chicken, not needed.
No.
Sesame seeds are not needed.
Yeah. And
in anything.
And not to
Get
steal
rid of 'em.
a Mitch Hedberg joke, but what is a sesame? No, I'm sorry.
Did he say it like that?
Yes.
What is a sesame? Hey, boo boo. One more email? And then one more voicemail? Or what? What are we doing here?
Let's do one more email.
Okay.
My first time at 18 having sex, the girl pulled my pants down, stared, and said, "Have you ever thought about trimming this?" I'm 34 and have been shaving with a razor and just water ever since. Also, damn, those shirts went fast for the Tom and Dan Day sale. I had 2 in a cart last night, hoping they would still be good today, and only to see the large had sold out.
Mm-hmm.
So he got shamed, and so now he bicks it with just water.
Oh, I thought that's what you do.
Yeah, I do. you have to.
I like how you're like, oh,
wait, you don't use shaving cream or anything?
I just wanted to be like everybody else.
You're like, ew, gross. Tonight I will be doing that.
Like everybody else.
Why do you even bother if you don't have sex? Why do you even shave it? Just let it get bushy and natural.
I don't see the necessity for hair down there. It's pointless to me. It seems like it's an inconvenience
but it's work. It feels good when it grows out and it gets
I don't like it.
Soft. I feel like I have
Too
a
long.
little
Hotter
pillow
though, right?
in there.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's the hair. Like I said, the hair doesn't add.
What
anything
color
to-
is your
Hair is the
hair?
sesame seeds of your body.
Very good, Sam.
Yeah.
Is yours like the same color as your hair? Your
It's
head
dark.
hair?
It's black.
It's black like an Asian girl.
No, I'm not. I don't know how.
You're not a very hairy dude, though.
No.
When your wife touches you, do you go?
Yeah, it's just.
It's pitch black.
Yeah, that's what he
it's
says.
Blacker than my. It's not brown. You know, it's. I think most people that have brown hair have black pubes. I
don't have black pubes.
Yeah, you do.
No, I do not.
What are they?
They're
Gray?
like more of a brown red.
Mine are,
brown red?
mine are
weird.
strawberry blonde.
Wow.
I was like,
God, let me see.
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
They're not black.
Yeah.
No, not black. Black is like Asian people have black pubes. You don't have black pubes.
I think it's not brown. It's not the color.
Maybe
of
it's
my
a
hair.
really
You got a dark brown. You got a dark brown.
Yeah, dark brown, but they're not black.
Well, you
I think
haven't let
they're
them grown
black.
out either, so.
Yeah, let them grow out so we can see them.
Yeah,
And then let me flat iron them like Cat Williams.
I think they're black. I really do.
No.
They never.
Let me
look
see your
brown.
spider legs. Let me
do you
see
mean?
your roach legs at the top.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Well, not on camera. Just
Trust
come over
me.
here and pull them down just a little bit.
No.
They're not black.
I'm gonna rip them out.
Yeah! I'm gonna rip my pubes out.
And then I'm gonna like the.
Oh. God
You go.
damn it.
Who's that wrestler that blow the dust?
The green mist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gold dust my pubes into your face. All
Someone's
right.
doing that on the toilet seat every once in a while.
Well, let's do
Yeah,
one
there
more.
is some random pubes in the toilet seat every once in a
Oh,
while.
I know
I don't know
who
who that is.
that is. It's the hardest wife.
He said he doesn't have any pubes.
I
One time I went in there and I found crumbles all over the seat.
I Shawshank my pubes. Like
What does that mean?
I shake
What,
them
you
out
put
my
them behind a
pant leg.
poster and-
No. Every day I come a little bit from my house and shake them out my pant leg in the studio. What, you guys don't do that? Weird.
Where in the studio?
In the bathroom. I'm not an animal.
Oh, okay. Well, last one. Here we go.
Hey, Tom and Dan. I was just listening to the last Friday free show, and you guys were talking about getting a hand job in an Uber. Can say I have successfully got my D sucked.
God damn it.
While in an Uber XL in
That
the
is
back row of a
disrespectful,
van. And yeah, the people in the second row could definitely hear. Come to find out at a later date, but hey, when in Rome.
No, you're not in Rome. You're in an Uber. You're in someone else's car.
You're not in Rome.
This is someone's personal vehicle.
Hey, man, when in Rome, get your dick sucked.
Also, I've never seen an Uber van.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Uber
can
XL.
You
get
can request
the
a van?
bigger ones for if you have more people.
That's the only scenario though.
Super suspect too. When you get in with your girl and sit in the very back row of the Uber van,
And then she's
and
gone.
the
He
lady's
said there were
gone.
people in the second row that heard it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I heard.
Were they not his friends? Maybe he was sharing. the
It's
Uber?
got to be
Uber
your friends.
sharing?
Yeah.
No,
I'm not-
it doesn't
I'm not
have to
into
be.
that.
You can
I
do the one
don't-
where you can split the ride.
I mean, we're friends, but I mean, if I sat in the middle and Dan's getting his dick sucked in the back row, I'd be like,
You're like, stop, Gunga. By the way, that's a Caddyshack reference.
It's Gungla.
Gunga.
All right, guys. If you want to book our cruise, talk about Gungla.
A lot of Gungalas going on that
we want a
cruise.
Gungala on the.
Car motherfucking Tully that's sitting in may have got his tummy licked.
Oh, yeah, we got video of that.
There's video of it,
it's
video
aggressive.
footage.
It's aggressive.
Yeah, our cruise video should be out on Monday. Talk to Joe from
The gay one or the
360.
regular one?
The regular one. And
All
then
right.
there's different versions. We'll be heading out. They'll be coming out. But definitely book it before, or put your deposit down before July, because then the price goes up significantly. And if you could hold the price by putting a deposit, and it's fully refundable up until December.
Yes.
So just hold it at what it is now. It's like under $900 for 2 people for the whole cruise, and you get the private parties. We're going to the Coco Cay, which has the largest water slide in North America.
Yeah.
It's a new cruise ship, and like I said, you get the cruise shirt, you get all the giveaways from our sponsors and all that stuff. Go to TomandDanCruise2020.com. Anything else, Samantha?
But on your deathbed, you will receive total consciousness. So I've got that going for you.
What?
That's a Caddyshack.
I don't remember that.
That's Carl.
It's a way to open shit.
Gunga la gunga.
I thought you hated that movie.
Gunga la gunga.
Semantics?
Yes. That is my podcast. You can find it at semanticspodcast.com. I'm recording tonight. You guys might know Smooth Nipples. Him and his beautiful wife are coming on my show tonight.
Nipples.
Oh, yeah.
You have smooth nipples, though, too, don't
we'll
you?
Probably be drinking
not like him. I have hair around
We'll
my
drink that
nipples.
scotch that you guys all hated. Because they're
yeah,
scotch and whiskey.
I think you're supposed to just sip that, right?
You are.
Okay.
We shoot it. Tastes like Neosporin.
I don't know why.
Weird.
No, it tastes like a bonfire. It's very smoky.
I will be on Semantics. When am I going there?
I think it's May 24th. We agreed
No.
on. So Tom's finally doing it. If he doesn't cancel on me, which he might, I need to ask his wife if he's available. He said he is, but
I'm gonna send so many questions.
I feel
so many
like he's
drops.
lying.
I've got some video of him, unreleased video.
Oh,
that I'll
yeah,
be
send me
sending you.
everything.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you all the secrets. So there's that. Anything else, guys?
Yes, we got our next BDM pub crawl down in Volusia County at Daytona Beach Shores. We're going to be starting at the Surfside Tavern, and then we're going to Mets Lounge, and we're going to have some giveaways. There's going to be free food at Surfside. It's going to be awesome. Next Saturday, it starts at 7.
Awesome.
So just meet at where at 7? At Surfside?
It starts at 2 p.m.
Mets,
2
right?
p.m., yeah.
Okay. Or no, it starts at Surfside,
midday,
sorry.
yeah, at Surfside Tavern, and then we go to Mets.
Okay, cool. So 2 p.m. at Surfside.
And they're
next
walking
Saturday.
distance, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, walking distance.
Yep, there you go. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. There will be a brand new Cut It Out tomorrow morning. So if you're like me and you're an early riser on the weekends, usually post around 12 a.m. on Saturday, so you can get it as you're driving around, getting your coffee, and, garage sailing.
Yep, and if you're a BDM, we got the meetup tomorrow. It's family friendly, and we have the White Claw fishing show we did on this past Monday, but we recorded a show going out offshore fishing on the White Claw fishing boat, so that'll be released Monday.
Yep, it's all ready to go and tidied up for you guys. Thank you as always for listening, guys. We appreciate you so much. BDMs will see you on Monday for that BDM show. Anything else?
Nope. We'll
Bye.
see you later.
Bye.